Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Mainland Mustang Corral. It is West Jersey Football League playoff action. First round game. The Mustangs hosting, who is it? It's Ocean City. Wait, they just played Ocean City last week. My name is Mike Wolverton. I'm here with Mike O'Brien, OB. It's a rematch.
Another I've said this on social media. It's a 2-week football festival between Ocean City and Mainland. We had an opening game, and now we have a closing game. So, it's kind of crazy, right, Mike? But this is just the way it happens. Mainland went 8-0. It was good enough for the 2 seed. And last week, Ocean City dropped to 6-2, which dropped them to the 7 seed. So it matches us up perfectly in this first round. And we're going to have to play the game that we did last week.
Like you said last week, 21-6 was the final score. A couple of big plays. Jabril Mace had a first half run that he broke off for 40 yards, and then 2 touchdown passes to Jake Cook. One was pretty long distance for Cook, and Mainland won it 21-6. One of the keys to that game was the pressure that the Mainland defensive line was continuously getting on Ocean City quarterback Joe Rapetti. They're going to have to repeat that excellent defensive line play in order to put that kind of pressure, because Rapetti is a good quarterback and he can burn you.
Yeah, what Mainland does, they sacked him 7 times, Mike, and it was the other times they got to him, man. They hit him hard a couple times as he was throwing the ball away. Really got in his face, and he wasn't comfortable. When he was most comfortable, he was outside the pocket.
Time now for the national anthem. We will step aside and listen to the Mainland marching band. And on the other half, we'll have football. Mustangs and Ocean City. National champion Mainland marching band treating us to their rendition of the national anthem. This is weird, right? I haven't been associated with Mainland football that long, but the games are all at night.
Yeah.
This is the first day game I've ever seen.
Right. It is the first non-night football game for Mainland since 2014 Thanksgiving Day. And it's the first Saturday afternoon game, Mike, since 2008's South Jersey Group 4 championship game, which Mainland won 21-14 over Southern Regional to capture the title and to clinch a perfect 12-0 season. So it's been almost 11 years since the Saturday day game at home here. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I heard all kinds of firsts. It was the first time Mainland has ever played the same team 2 weeks in a row. Ever. That's according to Tom Williams, who does a great job with Prime Events and is here today calling the game for Ocean City as well. And he said that something like Ocean City hadn't played the same team back-to-back since 1973, where they did Pleasantville on the playoffs and then Thanksgiving right afterwards.
Right.
So it's a pretty rare thing, as much as it does happen in the NFL sometimes where those teams meet in Week 17. Here in high school football, it's pretty rare to see the same 2 teams match up 2 weeks in a row. It's like the longest halftime adjustment period ever.
Right.
And coaches Kevin Smith and Chuck Smith are tasked with making those right adjustments. In halftime, you've got such little time, right? You get in there, you've got 12 minutes or something like that to make your adjustments and talk to the team. Here, you've got a whole week to make some changes, and we'll see what Ocean City and Mainland do. Brady Panis to kick it off for the Mustangs. We are underway. Thanks so much for tuning in on Mainland Football TV. Beckman fields it, knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And Elijah Williams was the man that made the hit on the near sideline for Mainland. Joe Rapetti is the quarterback for the Ocean City Red Raiders. He'll hand it off to Isaac Wilson, his brother Jacob, Sean Mazzatelli among the running backs.
Yeah.
And you got to look out for the two wide receivers, Schneider and Beckman.
Mike, there's no learning a new team this week. We just fire up the same rosters.
Well, I forgot. No, I spent the whole week forgetting the last week.
Yeah,
that's
a good point.
Relearn it.
It's a really good
now,
point.
Beckman and Schneider stick out, right, because they're dangerous weapons for Rapetti. Lines up in the shotgun, going to hand it off. Tailback is hit at the line, struggles through an arm tackle, and manages to squeeze forward for 6 or 7 yards. Good job on the carry by Isaac Wilson.
Well, we talk about they're going to have to do things differently than they did last week, and running the football is one of them. And they came out right there and ran for about 6 yards on first down. So that's something they're gonna want to do.
Rapetti, this time he's going to run it himself. He's met at the line. Surges forward, but not for much. In fact, may not have gained anything at all. It's going to set up an early third down for the Red Raiders offense. Temperature here today, it's lovely, right? It's maybe it's the kind of day where it's nice when the sun's out, and as soon as the sun goes away, maybe it gets a little cold. But it's not too windy, and not going to be too many complaints about the weather today. A timeout, a sideline warning being issued to Mainland, so they're going to get
the good old sideline warning.
Early with the sideline warning, right?
Well, it's a one coach in the box. Plus, I've been around long enough to when the playoff starts. The refs like to remind you it's the playoffs early, so just to let you know.
Let the refs let you know that they're in the game too. We're here.
Right. This ain't no normal regular season game.
They're going to hand it off. Men in the backfield and knock down Drew DeMorat. Got Wilson around the knee or ankle region, knocked him down. It's going to force a fourth down for Ocean City.
Excellent first defensive possession for Mainland. Looks like Ocean City was trying to set up that the option there, and DeMorat come firing in. He's another tackle for loss. Bring up fourth down at 6 for Ocean City. Rapetti will punt it.
So when I think of this Ocean City offense, I think of a dangerous passing game, and they handed it off. Well, Rapetti kept it once, but they ran 3 times there trying to establish that run. It didn't work on the first occasion. Nice spiral punt here.
Really nice punt.
Jaquan Mace grabs it at the 24-yard line. Dekes one man, gets upfield. He's on the sidelines, and he is spun out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Mainland going to set up first and 10 from that spot.
There's a play right there, Mike, that doesn't show up in the stat book at all, but Rapetti got off a beautiful boomer, and it brought Jaquan Mace back to his 24-yard line. He just said he was set up probably on the 30, 35. He had to go back, catch it, and then get himself forward to he's back at the 35-yard line.
He got 11 yards from where he caught it.
That saves Mainland probably 20, 25 yards.
Because if he lets it bounce, they're at the 15 or the 20 or something like that.
Right.
Zach Graziano is the quarterback for the Mainland Mustangs. The very dangerous Jabril Mace in the backfield. Handoff is to Mace, running to the right side and dragged down from behind. Grabbed around the waist and pulled down, but he got a yard or two, did Mace on the far sideline. Jabril Mace has had a storybook freshman year for the Mustangs. OB is our stat man. What is the latest on the yardage and touchdown totals for Jabril Mace heading into this game?
Yeah, I think the last time I saw it, he had 1,083 yards, 15 touchdowns, and this is his 9th game. So impressive.
How many touchdowns? 15?
15.
15 touchdowns in 8 games. Yeah. So Mace gained 2 on first down. They're going to hand it to Mace again up the middle. Has got some room and grabbed and brought down by number 24 on the Ocean City defense. That's Jake Insera. So just like Ocean City had a third and manageable on their first series, the Mustangs going to have the same thing here. And a couple of handoffs to Mace leaves him at 3rd and 2. Jake Cook split out to the near side. He had a great game last week against these Red Raiders. This is a handoff to Mace. Hit and knocked forward, but I think he's going to have enough. Knocked forward by number 55, Will Drain of the Ocean City defense. But the sticks will move. It's a first down.
Yeah, just a little surge. It's that running play they have where the jet just flies right across the mesh point where the quarterback hands it to Mason. It just throws the linebacker off just for a second, and Jabril cut right, got up above across the 45 for a first down.
3 receivers split out to the left side now. Graziato looks that way, and there's going to be a flag, a pre-snap penalty, most likely against the Mustangs. Keep our eye on the official with the white hat. See how good Riley, our cameraman, is these days. Does he go right to that official? No, not yet. I'll talk to him about that. It is a 5-yard penalty. Thanks to Riley Murray, man. He's been a warrior on camera for us this year. He's done, I think this is his 7th game out of the 9. And he's been a big help to us. So shout out to Riley. Up on the roof, not too cold today, so happy for him. But he would have been there either way. 1st and 15 now. Looks like they're going to run the same. We'll set up in the same formation anyway with the 3 receivers split out to the left side. This is a pitch to Mace. The receiver's going to try to block out there. And
yeah, what happened there is number 20 for Ocean City did a really nice job. He fired down. Once he saw what was happening, he fired towards the line of scrimmage, and it really put Dennis Marino in a bad spot. It was either I run with him and try to kind of stay in his way, or I clip him. He didn't clip him, but what he did happen to do is he ran into his own player.
Right, I was watching the same thing. I was watching Moreno, and if he blocks him, he's gonna get a penalty there. So he had to make the correct decision to not hit him from behind, and and that 20 ended up blowing up that play.
All right, so now we have a 2nd and long, and we have to go back to on 1st down. They get the penalty call for him, and now all of a sudden
that's been a theme that I've been expanding on this season. Is that these penalties put these teams behind the chains enough. There's a long pass going for Ordilly, but it's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, he basically was throwing that away. There was nothing over there. It was intended for Ordilly, and it's incomplete.
So what we were talking about right before that snap is that Mainland has done a great job moving the ball this year, but they haven't always been able to overcome the one mistake that sets them back. And we've seen other teams absolutely crippled. Mainland has done a better job than their opponents this year. Other teams that they've played have just been absolutely devastated. They get that one penalty in a drive, and the drive's over.
Right. And that happens to a lot of teams. I mean, I would expect Mainland here, a screenplay, or maybe even just a run up the middle. And that's what's going to happen here. It's a little trap. He had a little room off here to the left side. I think if he stuck his foot in the ground, went left, he would have been business. But Maine will have to punt. It'll be 4th down on 11.
Time. Take it away. 6:53 to go, 1st quarter. Thanks for tuning in. It is going to be a punt for the Mustangs. They've got 4th and about 12. And the punter is Brandon Batts.
Yeah, I asked Brandon before the game. I said, "You punting today?" He said, "Yep."
High snap, Batts. Got it away. How did he get it away?
I have no idea.
Fair catch called for at the 31-yard line. There were 4 guys there.
There was 4 guys. That should have been blocked.
So the snap just throwing off the timing a little bit, and Brandon Batts did a great job to get it through those arms that must have been in his face as he tried to launch that punt away. And it ends up at the 31-yard line. The Raiders will take over there with their 2nd possession of the game. Only 1 first down so far. The Mustangs picked up a first. One wide receiver on the right, 2 split left for Ocean City. There's going to be another handoff to Wilson. He is buried under. Mackenzie Murphy is the last man on top. The play also made by Ocasio. Then there was another Mainland defender who hit Wilson in the backfield. So that play goes for a little bit of yardage, let me guess. 1 or 2? Yeah, give him a yard. 2nd down for Ocean City. So we'll get into the playoff bracket that the Raiders and the Mustangs are in. But interesting result from last night in that bracket. Ocasio hits the quarterback. The throw is too high. Intended receiver was Beckman. Good coverage there and good pressure by Mainland.
Again, they're going to try to get rid of the ball quicker, a lot quicker than last week. And that play was designed to be kind of a quick throw. Ocasio got there, did a good job of pulling up, because I think if he finishes that hit, it could have been roughing, but he did pull up. He hit him in the chest, and to bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Red Raiders.
And that's the first time they've thrown it, and there was a man right in the quarterback's face.
Right.
Likely throwing here, 3rd and 9. Man in the backfield. Over Petty backs up. He's got a little bit of time now. He's running around, spins away, and falls down. Rapetti back inside the 20-yard line. It's a sack for the Mustangs. Who gets the sack? Whoever's closest, I suppose?
I guess, yeah. Well,
you're the stat man. I guess you got to pick somebody.
I'm going to give it to Casio. I think he was, or no, I think he was the guy there. Let's give it to him to start.
And I'm sure you go back and you'll check the tape on all these things.
No,
and make
Chuck
sure
will, yeah.
So punting formation now for Ocean City.
Mainland moving the ball well on defense.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm going to have to get binoculars out. That is not, I don't know who that punter is. We'll get him for you next time.
It looked like Rapetti.
You're right. It's Rapetti. Duh. 11. And it rolls out of bounds on the far sideline. Mainland's going to, they start the last time at the 35. We're going to start here at the 38 or so. So a little bit better off, but not too much. First quarter, we have 4:59 remaining. I want to thank our sponsors of this afternoon's broadcast. Under NJSIA rules, we are not going to run ads today, but we want to thank them verbally. Thanks to the Golden Nugget. Thanks to Shore Orthopedic. Want to thank Cook's Fencing. Want to thank Matthew C. Sheridan Services, their heating and ventilation and air conditioning, and Edmonds & Associates, or Edmonds Gov Tech. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Much appreciated. The kids, the student body, and yours truly all appreciate your help in making Mainland TV a possibility. Handoff to Mace on the right side, stuffed by Ocean City. Good job by the defensive line for the Red Raiders. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we talk about it all year. You know, he gets better as the game goes on, Mike. Maybe gains of 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. Then as the second quarter goes, and third, and even into the fourth, it seems as though the gains are get a little, bigger.
And he does a good job of taking advantage of open space, right? So once he finds that open space,
right,
he usually makes the right decisions, and he's got good speed, and that helps a lot too. This is going to be a pass out to Ordilli on the left side. Caught, and Ordilli squeezes forward to the 44-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, that's the play where Ordilli crosses right in front of the snap, and it almost looked like Ordilli had to hold up there to avoid being hit by it. It is a completion for Graziato, 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs.
It was a gain. It was a gain of 5 yards there. 3rd manageable. You could still run the ball here. You could throw it.
Fake handoff, throw. Cook has got it. Shakes off one defender and is brought down at the 45, maybe the 44-yard line of Ocean City. The Mustangs into Red Raider territory. Tackle made by number 26 on defense for Ocean City. I don't have him listed among my starters, so I got to go to the roster. 26 is Jacob Wilson. Oh, he's the brother of he plays running back sometimes too, and is the brother of Isaac Wilson. So that was a big factor in last week's game. The passes to Cook, they were unable to cover him, and they were unable to tackle him. Right, and again, he was able to shake off the first defender on that occasion. Good, big first down for the Mustangs.
Just a little post up for the guy. You just get inside the defender there.
This is Graziato running to the right side. Got some room. Heading towards the sideline. Graziato turns it up. He's got 15 yards and more inside the 30-yard line of Ocean City.
Well, that's what happens when you have Jabril Mace. When Jabril Mace is running the football, getting chunks of yardage, and helping you control the clock. Every once in a while now, Graziato, a good runner himself, can pull it and get big yards, and they're down to the 27-yard line.
2:52 to go, first quarter. That's a big yardage. And if you got Jabril Mace to contend with, and then you got Graziato ripping off 15-yard chunks, then that is a problem for the defense, and they already have shown they've had a problem with Jay Cook. So multiple weapons the Mustangs can go to. Here's one of them, Jabril Mace, running to the left side. He is hit initially at the 22, rolls forward to the 20.
I want to point out Jaquan Mace there, the senior do-it-all guy, receiver, running back, returner. Right there, Ocean City had a linebacker come up hard, and it was a run blitz, and it was to cut that sweep off, and Jaquan just stepped right in the middle, took the block on his shoulder, and just gave Jabril a little bit of movement so he could get outside. It was a really great play by Jaquan.
2nd and 3 from the 20-yard line. Handoff, Jabril again. Ooh, turf
Yeah.
came out from underneath him, and he spilled at about the 18. So that's going to cost him a first down. I think he had plenty of space for a first down, but I think he's going to end up falling a little bit short of it. It should be 3rd and a little bit.
They're going to be maybe a yard shy there.
Mustangs kicking game. I was thinking about this being 4-down territory. Mustangs kicking game has been decent, has come along as the season has moved forward.
I do. I think so. We've seen him, Brady Panis, that is, make those strides each game, and I've seen it with my eyes. You can tell.
Cook and Mace, that's Jaquan, split out to the left side now. Jaquan in motion. It's a hand. Well, that's Graziato keeps it. He's got the first down. He's inside the 15. He still hasn't gone down. He's rolling forward. He's got through. He's going to score.
He's still on his feet.
Graziato was never wrapped up. Oh, there's a flag down. Flag down at the 12-yard line. And that's where Graziato had initially gotten to when he was sort of stuck in that pile. And I wonder what happened inside the pile, whether the referee saw something that they thought gave Graziato an advantage there, pulling him forward. Yeah. I don't pretend to know the differences, the nuances between the high school rules and the college rules.
You're correct to do that. Me neither. But here's the thing. What you want to say as a coach then, if that's illegal, then fine, blow the play dead.
Right. Well, the referee is making a signal that I'm not familiar with. He looked like he was rocking the baby in the cradle there a little bit. But that may have been what it was. It looked like Graziato sort of got grabbed by a lineman and yanked forward. Anyway, I'll stop speculating. It's going to be a penalty on Mainland, and as likely a spot foul. I think they're probably going to have another 3rd down here.
Right. So they're going to.
Let me see where they mark the ball. They're marking it at the 16-yard line, as if that's a.
Looks like it's a first down.
Huh. As if that's a 5-yard penalty.
I don't think they
called
a penalty there. I think they just went over to Chuck and said, "This is where they stopped the."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so give it a first down. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 16-yard line. 1:21 to go, first quarter. Graziato in the shotgun. Going to hand it off to Jaquan Mace. He's got his brother in front of him to block. He's got a whole bunch of players, but he's got Ocean City defenders as well who strung that play out, forced it out of bounds. I think he picked up a yard or two, but not much.
Yeah, I think that after that previous play that we were talking about, I think they just came over and said they stopped his forward progress at the 16. We're not going to call flag. We're not going to call you for aiding the runner. We're just going to say that his forward momentum was stopped at the 16. It was enough for a first down. We're going to go 1st and 10 from the 16. And that's what I think happened there.
All right, now at the 15-yard line, so 1 yard for Jaquan Mace.
Yeah, we're in 4-down territory here. Let's see if they go. They went to Jake here last week, late in the game. We'll see if they do it again.
Brady Rauner is one-on-one on the outside on Jay Cook. Ordilly in motion. Fake.
He's got Ordilly.
He's throwing it to Ordilly. Ordilly in the end zone. I think he's got it.
Great
touchdown,
catch.
Mustangs, Ordilly.
Great catch by Michael Ordilly. And, we've seen Mainland use Mike here and there on a jet sweep, and that was a great call by Billy Kern up there. Michael Ordilly slid out until everyone's thinking, Jay Cook. Sneak, number 24, Michael Ordilly out on the flag, and we got a touchdown for Mainland.
Nice
really
throw
interesting.
Too, from Graziato.
Really good job by Billy Kern there because he knows they're thinking Jay Cook.
And Graziato put it right on him. Ordilly completed the catch. It's 6-0. Here comes Panis with the extra point. It's low. Squeezed it through. There's no description in the box score of how it went through.
They don't say how. They say how many.
7-0 Mustangs on top as they didn't score in the first quarter last week. It was scoreless after 1, so the Mustangs able to, they're ahead of pace from last week where they scored in the second quarter. So, Ordilly, I don't know if that's his first touchdown of the year, but he hasn't scored a lot.
I think it is. It is. Again, they've used him as a decoy. They've used him to spell Jabril Mace. He's run a couple of jet sweeps as that guy, as you've pointed out during the play-by-play. He's that kid that comes across the formation and is there at the mesh point to kind of keep the linebackers honest and off their toes. And I just think it was a really good call there by Billy Kern because everyone and their mom's thinking Jay Cook, Jay Cook. Jay cuts through, runs the slant, brings some people with him. And let's also say beautiful ball thrown there by Zach.
So the Mustangs 7-0 on top. Brady Panis going to kick it off from the 40. This kick angling and caught at the 20-yard line by Ronner. No, it's 28. It's Schneider. Yep. And hit by Brandon Batts and Elijah Williams at around the 33-yard line. So good field position as they get out. A gain of about 13 yards on the return. And Ocean City will take over there. It's their third possession. They do not yet have a first down. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. The Mustangs just took the lead. And the Ocean City offense, I want to tell you about the offensive lineman for Ocean City. C.J. Conti is the center. Chris Armstrong and Jack Baker are the guards. And Zach Mazzatelli and Mike Rhodes are the tackles for Ocean City. Rapetti hands it off to Wilson. He's hit hard in the hole by Drew DeMorad. Mackenzie Murphy right behind him. Knocked over. And it's a second down. Rapetti on second down, scrambling for his life. He has a man, hits him at the 50-yard line, and knocked out of bounds by Amir Vick. Ocean City picks up their first down of the game. They're at the 50-yard line. I understand it's possible we may have been having technical difficulties. I thought we were okay. If we weren't and just joined you, then apologies for that. It's 7-0 Mainland. Mike Ordilli just got a touchdown pass from Zach Graziato in the corner of the end zone from, about 14 yards out. And Mainland on top. We're running out of time in the first quarter. In fact, you've joined us.
Also, what I think might be going on the YouTube channel is there may be fans clicking on last week's game.
Okay, that's possible.
And you know, maybe we should have put it up there, playoff game or something else like that. But if you got to make sure that there are two games there on the page.
Right, it just says Ocean City. Right, I should have.
Yeah. Playoff game or the day game. But listen, if you're watching a game and it's at night,
it's the wrong game. Right, if it's dark, it's the wrong game.
Not that you can hear me saying that right now.
Good point.
So.
If it's light out, you've got the right game.
Yeah.
It is the playoff game. We've reached the end of the first quarter. Ocean City trailing the Mainland Mustangs by a score of 7-0.
I've just gotten the word it is good now.
Wow. I hope that's not just a flub on my part, and if so,
you'll beat yourself up about it.
I will. It was an exciting first quarter. The Mustangs, Ocean City just picked up their first down. This is their third possession.
Yeah,
Ocean City got the ball first.
They're in Mainland territory for the first time, so we'll see how the Red Raiders respond to Mainland going up 7-0.
Rapetti waits in the shotgun. Snap a little bit high. Rapetti rolls out to his left side. Now turns his body, throws it high up in the air. He's got Schneider open. Schneider has to wait for it, but he makes the catch. And the tackle missed. Schneider's going to carry it into the end zone for a touchdown for Ocean City.
Big pass play there. And we said last week that Schneider was going to be on the hook. We could tell him he was going to make a big play, right? He just did there. The ball was up in the air for a while. And there is a flag in the end zone.
Yeah, that flag happened late, right? I think it happened well after the play. I saw it come down right on the helmet of one of the Ocean City celebrators. And what just hit me in the head? It was a flag. So perhaps the celebration was excessive from Ocean City. They were certainly excited, and deservedly so. It's
that ball
delay of game against Ocean City.
Okay, that ball was up
sports
there.
Were like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That ball was up there for a while, and mainly it almost looked like the defensive back had given up on the play, like they didn't see where the ball was, and Schneider just kept running. He just kept running with that ball, and it was well thrown up in the air, and he just waited on it, and he was able to come down with it. And once he came down with it, he was behind the Mainland D-back and scampered into the end zone, and we're 7-6 right now with McGonigal on for the extra point for Ocean City.
Brandon McGonigal going to line up this extra point kick to try to make it 7-7. Quick answer by the Red Raiders. McGonigal's kick is blocked. It's blocked by the Mustangs. And there's another difference between high school rules and others. There's no returning that. And so it is just a missed extra point, blocked, and Mainland's going to keep the lead at 7-6. So Schneider's a dangerous guy. Right?
Yeah, we talked
They've
about
got a
last
couple
week.
guys, right? Beckman's a dangerous guy, too.
Right.
Schneider's got good speed and good football sense.
No, I was down on the field during pregame, Mike, and I made a call. I made a call last week that Elijah Williams would get an interception. He did. I made a call, and I went to Jabril Mace, and I said, you're going to run a kickoff back for a touchdown. Mainland's middle return is something we've done here forever, and we're always good for a run back. We haven't gotten one this year. And I went over and I called it. So I said, we're going to get the ball after the unsportsmanlike, we're going to get the ball kicked off at the 25.
Who did you tell? You told Jaquan he was going to get one?
No, Jabril.
Jabril, okay, because it is Jabril and Nick Wagner are the two men in the back here. Right, the kickoff's going to come from the 25 because of the unsportsmanlike after the touchdown. So Mainland with 5 guys up front, and then 2 lines of 2 with bats at the 50, and then Jaquan Mace, and I think that's Ordilly at the 40 or so, and then the 2 backmen. McGonigal's going to kick it off. First kickoff by Ocean City today, fielded by Wagner. He is heading up the middle. Wagner is hit at the 50, dragged down there, but he's into Ocean City territory already at the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Brad Jamison. And the Mustangs get the ball for the 3rd time today. Stopped after a first down on their first possession, and then they went all the way for 6 the second time they got it. They'll mark it at the 49, and the Mustangs in the offensive huddle. And they break it and head out. The Mustangs were psyched to welcome back Braden Pullman in last week's game. More on that in a moment. This is Jabril Mace. Hit a yard behind the line of scrimmage and pushed out of bounds. Good play by the defense of Ocean City.
Yeah, it seems like Ocean City's defensive adjustment this week is to send those outside linebackers up the field and try to take away that sweep, those jet sweeps and those sweeps to the sideline. And so far they've done a nice job. That was a carry for a loss of 1. It brings up 2nd and 11 for Mainland.
Yeah, they lost a yard, like you said, to the midfield. Graziano with Mace to his left, Moreno in motion. Graziano looks right, fires that way.
Held. Yeah.
You saw it.
Good call. He was right in front of us. He grabbed his jersey. It was Amir Vick running a little stop pattern, and it was a defensive hold for Ocean City. So Mainland will get the yardage
and the automatic first down.
Sure.
The point I wanted to make about Braden Pullman, they were really excited to get him back on defense. He has not rejoined the offensive line. This week it's still Epstein at center with Sean Bradley, Ben Arena, Chris Campbell, and Nick Temek. That is your offensive line for the Mustangs.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 1. It's not enough for a first down because it was.
Well, that's a 10-yard penalty.
It's a 10-yard line.
Not an automatic first down.
Not
okay.
an automatic. No.
But 2nd and 1, a good down, though. And this is Graziano on the keeper. He's dragged down by Will Drain, who has been ever present so far in the first quarter plus. Drain making another tackle, but Graziano picked up enough for a first down.
Here's why that penalty was harsh for Ocean City. It was a 4-yard stop pattern, Mike, and when he held him, he gave him an extra 6 yards, a 2nd and short, and it's one thing if you get the 10-yard.
Right, if he catches it, just tackle him there.
Right, exactly.
So first down from the 38-yard line. Moreno stops and goes, and that's illegal. Ocean City knew right away. They stood up and started pointing, and Moreno sort of resignedly stopped his motion. It's going to be 1st and 15. 7-6 Mustangs. Missed extra point. Or blocked extra point. Who was it? That got his hand on that extra point?
I did not see.
I think it was Amir Vick, if my memory. I knew at the time. If you had asked me right then, I knew who it was. It was either Amir Vick or Jaquan Mace. It was somebody who had a 5 in their number. So 1st and 15 now. 2 receivers on either side. Moreno in motion. Handoff Jabril Mace turns left. Boy, he's knocked backwards. They had him around the legs, and then he got hit high as well, so sort of high and low at the same time, and he bounces right back up, as some 14-year-olds will do. I don't know if he's 14. I'm sorry. He's a freshman. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we'll have to find that out.
But I don't bounce back that way. If you hit me like that today,
Not at all, no.
I'd say, when's next week's game? I might be ready for that.
Yeah.
2nd and 12. Time is still plentiful here in the second quarter. 10 minutes to go. Moreno and Misa now split out on the right side with Jaquan Mace and Cook, the receiver at the top of your screen. Well, it finally happened. That Graziato's going to pick this up and make something out of this play, maybe. Splits a seam, and, well, he's got positive yardage. Ended up gaining 5 yards on that play, but it finally happened where the man in motion got hit by the snap, right? They've been playing with fire with that, and I guess they're still playing because it bounced right back into Graziato's hands, so not punished. But
he did pick up 5 on the play, though.
But I wouldn't run it that way again.
No.
So somehow through this, if they pick up a first down in this series, this would be impressive, right?
Absolutely.
They only got third and 7. Certainly doable. They've got the ball at the 35-yard line. And likely set up where you're too far for a field goal and too close to punt anyway. So possibly 2 downs to pick this up. Two receivers on either side. Graziato. Whistle. Well, just make it a little bit harder on themselves. It's a delay of game.
Too many penalties from Mainland at this point, Mike. They got, I know Graz had to come all the way over to the sideline to get that play. So it negates the 5-yard gain on second down and 12, so now it's 3rd down and 12. Once again, taking a while to get the play in.
Still looking to the sideline. Now he's consulting the wristband.
Yeah,
now he's going to communicate it to the teammates.
They need to hurry.
And we don't see the play clock, right? But the referee is there, and he tells them.
He will, yeah. And Chuck's going to call a timeout because he could feel it too. He felt what I was feeling. Even if you could get up to the line of scrimmage there and get the play off, it's not
rushed.
Full. It feels rushed. You're not focused on what, as a player, you're focused on trying to get up there and get off the line quick, and you're not focused on what your job is on that play. And also, to tell you the truth, we very well might be in 4-down territory. So if you're going to call a play here, it might be set something up on 4th down. So you want to make sure that you do it the right way.
First time out called by either side. And, as much as Mainland has hurt themselves on this series, this becomes a big series, right? Ocean City just came back. They missed the extra point, so they're still behind, but answered the score, and you don't want to give the ball back to the Red Raiders. So 3rd and 12 it's going to be. Still working out a possible play in the offensive huddle. And now the Mustangs break the huddle. Chuck Smith talking to the official on this near sideline. Two men in the backfield. Ordilly in the slot. Misa wide right. Cook wide to the left. Graziato fakes the handoff. He drops back. He's going to throw up the left sideline. Cook is there. So are a couple of defenders. And there was some jostling, but didn't amount to too much. It's incomplete. 4th down.
Decisions for Mainland. Will he punt? Looks like he's going to punt the ball.
Yeah, 3rd and 12, it's a little bit less likely that they pick up that first down. So rather than give him the ball at the 40-yard line, play a little field position.
Yeah, and once again, we can point towards penalties kind of taking Mainland out of their rhythm. They were 3rd and 7 there. So you're right. Maybe if they missed that, they'd come back again. But now it's on 4th and 12, no dice.
Bats. Low kick. It's going to bounce. And Schneider picks it up on the hop. There's a little stutter, but he's hit by Moreno. Also, 55 Pullman is there. And a couple of yards gain on the punt return. So Ocean City gets the ball. They're down 7-6. 8:31 to go, second quarter. We understand there may have been some technical difficulties in that first quarter. Apologies for that. And if you missed it, I will tell you that due to NJSIA rules, we're not running any advertisements on today's telecast, but we can thank our sponsors, and I want to do that. Shore Orthopedic has been a big help to Mainland Football TV. Thanks to Shore Orthopedic as well as the Golden Nugget. Big appreciation to Golden Nugget. Matthew Sheridan Services, Cooks Fencing, Edmonds GovTech. Thanks to everybody for helping out this season with Mainland Football TV. First down play hit in the backfield. Nick Rayner was there. Elijah Williams finished it off. Who else is in that bottom of that pile? Sam Epstein gets up. So short gain, if any, on first down for the Red Raiders. I think they're going to give him 1. One receiver at the top of the screen, 2 on the left. Now Schneider's going to switch sides in motion. It's all to set up a handoff up the middle. And surging forward for a couple of yards is the running back. Who is that? That's not Mazzatelli, 34. It's 24, Jake Insera. Third down, third and we'll call it 5 for Ocean City. Two receivers on either side. Rapetti looks left, now is chased out of the pocket, rolling to the right side, got room to run. He's going to pick up a first down. Rapetti has lots of room and angles out of bounds at the 39-yard line. First down to Red Raiders.
Yeah, that's what that's one of the ways that they had success against Mainland last week. Rapetti getting outside the pocket, looking downfield to throw the football, or also on a couple of occasions last week, got loose for big games running the football. And that's what happened there again.
They'll mark him at the 37-yard line. First down, Ocean City from that spot. It's a handoff. That's Mazzatelli, I believe, and he gets forward to the 44-yard line. I'm wrong. It's Insera. Sorry. Jake Insera with the carry. Gained 7 yards on that play. So Ocean City has pulled off a couple of runs.
What they're doing is they're running the football. They didn't do it at all last week. They didn't do it last year against us, and they're going to just commit themselves to run the football. And that's how you – and I think there was a little false start there. That's how you – when a team like Mainland pins their ears back and goes after the quarterback, the only way to counteract that is to run the football. You were to start running the football, guess what? You're not doing. You're not pinning your ears back. You're staying, you're reading. Then when you want to pass the football, it's there. So, we could all act like, well, what are they going to do this week? Well, they're going to run the football. They're going to try. And that's what they're doing right now.
And they've had some success.
Yes.
Rapetti, pump fake, now throws high, looking for Beckman out of his reach. Boy, Vic fell down. Beckman wants a flag. Not going to get that.
It looked incidental. Whether it was or not,
right,
is neither here nor there. What it looked like incidental contact. So we can only ever ask the referees to call what it looks like.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's very zen of you.
Well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
You don't want to be zen.
I didn't mean to be zen.
Rapetti on third down and 7. Lofts it up left side. It is in a crowd. Caught by Mainland. Intercepted.
Elijah Williams for 2 weeks in a row. How about that?
Elijah Williams picks it off. Mainland's going to take over at the 31-yard line, and the Mustangs pick up the first turnover of the game. Not a huge difference maybe from where a punt would have gotten them, but always exciting to get the pick. And Mainland will send out the offense here. Up 7-6. 6:12 to go, second quarter.
Unlike the Schneider touchdown catch, right there, Mainland's defensive backs did a really good job tracking the football. They were with it. There was 2 or 3 guys down there. And obviously, there's no better tracking of a football than a guy coming down with the interception. So good job by Elijah Williams there.
Graziato has Mace to his right. Going to hand it off to the freshman running back who skitters past one tackle and runs into a pile, but not before he gained 3 or 4 yards.
I don't know whether it's good that they're letting them, they're not calling the quick whistle. I guess we would complain about the quick whistle. So, but they're letting they're letting each team kind of push through a little bit for a couple of seconds, and that was a gain of 5 yards for Jabril.
And like we've mentioned all season, didn't look like much, ends up being 5 yards.
Right.
Hey, before we leave the last possession, Rapetti, they scored a touchdown on it, but he's not going to have a great day throwing the ball that high, right? Putting that much air into the ball.
Right.
Really
yeah,
gave.
Eventually, you're right. I mean, eventually our guys are going to be there. We're good athletes back there.
This is a pitch to Mace, and he stumbles a little bit and turns his back to the defender and bowls forward once he was hit. He'll pick up a couple of yards and then end up setting up a third and a short 3.
I think that's the play last week he ran for a touchdown for 40 yards. I think that was the one, and you get a couple more blocks out there on the edge, and he has a little bit of room to run up the sideline. So 3rd and short here for Mainland after getting the interception. 4:57 remaining here in the second quarter.
They need the 40-yard line for the first down.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a handoff to Jabril. Gets past the one tackler, and he's got the first down. He's got 7 yards. Good block on the edge. Misa took care of the man that he needed to take care of in order to get Mace that first down.
Yeah, he's up to the 46. They're going to give him the 45 or the 46. They're going to give him the 46.
4:38 to go.
For a gain of 8 yards.
We're in a spot. Normally we might put a camera on the clock, but we're sort of in a spot here where I can't do that. So that's why we never actually show the clock.
And
but
they're right next to us here, so you could probably get a good shot because they're right in front of us.
Mace, one more time, pushes into the middle, knocked backwards by Ocean City. Brandon Beckman, one of the tacklers there for the Red Raiders, along with Mike Williscroft. No gain for Mace, second down. So, big result. The Mustangs or Ocean City, whoever wins this game, lined up to play the winner of Long Branch against Highland. That's a 6-3 game, and the 6 seed was the winner last night. Big.
Yeah, Highland had some issues late in the season, lost some players to suspension. Things kind of went a little haywire for them, and now Long Branch beat them good last week, and the winner of this game will get them next week.
That is Jaquan Mace. Well, they're running this play. We talked about it a couple times where the man in motion arrives right behind the center right as the snap comes, and it almost looks like they're trying to cut it as close as they can with Jaquan making a hand motion there when he gets there as if to confuse the defense. Didn't work to confuse Ocean City on that occasion. It's a short gain, going to be a 3rd and 8 for Mainland.
We'll see. I think they're going to run. They're going to throw the ball to this side of the field, to the home side of the field here. We'll see what happens.
Third and long for Mainland. Nobody in the backfield. To the near side. Ordilly is there. Ordilly over the shoulder. Similar style catch to the one that he made in the end zone for the touchdown. This time it goes incomplete, and Mainland will likely punt here on 4th down. So, Brandon Batts onto the field. He'll do the punting. Mainland with possession just on their own side of the 50. So they'll be looking to pin Ocean City as deep as they can.
Definitely a field position battle here.
Last week's score was 21-6. Well, that's a low punt and fielded by Ocean City at the 28-yard line. The defense is there. Good coverage by Mainland as they were able to wrap up Beckman and hold him to a gain of only about 4 yards. But decent field position here for the Red Raiders. That was a nickname in my high school, the Red Raiders.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
We were terrible, though. We weren't even the best Raiders in our conference. There was a Green Raiders, and they kicked our butts every year. Hopefully that's the case here today. Kicking the butts of Red Raiders.
Yeah.
Ocean City taking over. 2:32 to go only in the second quarter. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon from Linwood, New Jersey. Rapetti fakes the pump and then gives it off to Wilson, who was hit by Elijah Williams and got no further from that point. As soon as Williams hit him, his momentum was stopped. Williams ended up picking him up and driving him into the turf. Pickup of a couple, probably 3 yards for Ocean City. They're going to move quickly here with time running out in the second quarter. They're right to the line.
Yeah, that's the kind of play that's going to counteract Mainland's pass rush.
Rapetti comes back to the other side. And
no one over there.
Well, where's the? It's a screen, but who's it intended for?
No one went that way. I think both running backs were on the other side. And now Braden's down.
Yeah, Pullman down on the turf for the Mustangs and a timeout called. The lineman knew it was a screen and the quarterback knew it was a screen.
There was no receiver over there
there was
at
no
all.
receiver. Well, Pullman had missed some time this season. And we hope that he's all right and not.
I'll tell you what, if there was someone over here, let's get back to that play. If there was someone over here,
Yes.
Ocean City had plenty of room to run. There was no Mainland defender over here.
Maybe the defenders were covering the actual running back, right? Maybe that's why there's no need to cover that play because.
Very good point. Why the hell would they be over here? There was no one over here to cover. Boy, like when you just talk it out a little bit, like.
So Pullman to the sideline and got up relatively quickly and hope that he's.
Yeah, he looks like, he's just a warrior, man. I mean, they got to be careful with that knee and everything, but it's not like he's in like terrible pain or.
1:56 to go, second quarter. Rapetti under pressure, turns, he's hit, and he is not down yet, but he's going down. Russo is the man on top of him. But there were plenty of Mustangs in the backfield on that play. And the theme has continued. The reason every time they try to pass, or most every time, there's a Mainland player in Rapetti's face, but they've just not passed as much. So it hasn't been as evident. They've done a better job controlling the rush with those runs, but Mainland got him that time. And who called that timeout? There's a minute 48 to go. It's a 4th and 19, so it's got to be Mainland calling the timeout to preserve as much time as they can. And that is the case. Chuck Smith gets time with 1:48 to go, second quarter.
And that's big, Mike, because not only do they get the ball here, they also get the ball to start the second half.
Seven to 6, Mustangs on top, and Ocean City likely to punt here on 4th and 19. We'll see how much yardage or how much field the Mustangs are going to need to cover in the final minute and a half plus in this quarter. The punter is Rapetti. Of course, you always keep an eye on the quarterback when he's the punter. This doesn't seem a likely spot. It's actually 4th and 16 for Ocean City. Rapetti gets away a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 37-yard line by Jaquan Mace. Starts right and is sandwiched at the 47-yard line. Picked up a quick 10. And the Mustangs going to have good field position. Great opportunity to finish the half with some points. $1:39 to go. Good crowd here on hand, of course, from the Mainland Nation. But good traveling crowd here as well from Ocean City across the other side of the field. What is that, the New Road sign?
Yes. Or if you want to speak to everyone in New Jersey, Route 9.
The Route 9 side of the field. But that road goes all the way up and down the stage to that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Graziato drops back, fires over the middle. It's intercepted. Beckman is there, tackled quickly by Jake Cook, and a good job by Cook to prevent any kind of return there. But there are a couple of Mainland receivers in there, and with a couple of receivers, there are a couple of defenders too. Interception, And Ocean City takes over, 1:31 to go. One turnover each side now as each quarterback has thrown an interception.
Yeah, just a lot of people where Zach threw the ball there. It seemed like there was a couple mainland receivers in there too. There was a couple defensive backs in there, obviously. I know trying to make something happen at the end of the half, but
Rapetti hands it off. And very short gain as the middle of the field clogged up by the Mainland defense. That was Insera on the carry. And Ocean City with 3 timeouts, but, well, I won't say they're not in a rush. They look to be moving it here quickly. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Rapetti going to throw this time, lofts it high into the air. One-on-one over there. Vic leaps. He's got it. Amir Vic. Now he's set up with a possibility of a return. Vic to the 40-yard line, to midfield. Amir Vic cuts back to the right side. He is grabbed around the ankle, and he's going to go down there. Amir Vic returns the favor with an interception. Mainland ball.
yeah, you talked about it after the first touchdown pass. You made a mention. Can't really make a habit of putting the ball up there that much. When he's trying to dump it over guys that are in front of the receiver, that's one thing. But he hung it up there a little too much, and that's a second interception. Kind of like that, kind of like the same way. So
2 interceptions to 1 now, and it seemed like Mainland had given up this opportunity to get points before the half. Well, now they've got another chance. They'll get it at the 44-yard line with make it 51 seconds to go.
Nice return there by Vic, a 30-yard return.
Graziato drops back. Got a man. That's Cook. He's got room to run. 30-yard line. Cook at the 20.
Ooh.
And he steps out of bounds. He was bracing himself for the hit from the defensive back, and the collision came, and Cook slid his left or right foot out of bounds. 43 seconds to go. Big pickup there. They're going to mark him at the 18-yard line. First down there for the Mustangs. They have 1 timeout.
43 seconds.
Sam Epstein, the first to break the huddle. He's the center. Graziato in the shotgun with Jabril Mace to his right. He'll throw. And over the middle. Well, that was incomplete, first of all.
Jake did a really nice job of being the defensive back there, kind of just batting it down. Schneider was coming up there to make the play. Incomplete pass.
It was the angle of it was such that it was perfect for our view,
right.
And we could see. I mean, it was heading right for the Ocean
Schneider,
City player,
right.
And Cook came across and almost. Gosh, if he was another half a step forward, he was going to just grab it in stride and head in.
That's one of those plays, or passes where you throw it to a spot, and it just so happened that the Ocean City guy was at that spot, but Jake was getting there, and it was just the timing was off for maybe a half a second, Mike.
Second down, 39 seconds. This is a handoff. Mace is going to surge past the 15. Mainland's going to call their final timeout here. And it's going to be a 3rd and 6, 32 seconds remaining.
Okay, so what that play does there is you're going to call the timeout, right? So you run the football, get as much as you can, just in case this 3rd down play doesn't get what you want. Now you're a little bit closer for a field goal if you want to try it.
Okay, so 33 seconds. If you don't pick up a first down and you're tackled in bounds, the field goal team's got to be ready to come out there because the clock will be moving and there's no timeouts.
Expect this play to be to the outside or in the end zone. I would imagine.
Right. If they throw it on 3rd and 6, all the more likely that if they don't pick up the first down, that it would be a play that stopped the clock. We'll see what they do.
Well, if the clock stops, at least you get a chance to decide.
Roadrunners come out with 3 wide
Red
right.
Raiders. You said Roadrunners.
Did I really? Yeah. Mustangs. Who are the Roadrunners?
I have no idea.
Graziato He was looking for Cook on the left. Now he's scrambling, thrown into the corner. It is not caught. Hit the ground. Moreno wants the touchdown, but the referee right there says it hit the ground first. It's going to be 4th down. The fans just realizing it's no touchdown. The boos are coming out, but you gotta. The official's right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I know.
Right.
You couldn't get any farther away from the action than we are right now.
So, what are the Mustangs going to do here? They're going to try for a field goal. So, Panis has come on. The spot will be from Brandon Batts at the 21. So, 31-yard field goal from the right side for Brady Panis, a right-footed kicker. And Ocean City, they're going to ice him here, huh? They do have 3 timeouts, and coaches hate not using them. All right, I'll come clean. The Roadrunners, I do games for Rowan College of South Jersey. Okay. I do all their games, so they're the Roadrunners. Right. Nobody watching this game cares, but that's what the slip of the tongue was. It's not just a complete non sequitur.
I actually should have known that.
Mustangs 7, Red Raiders 6. Ordilly, a touchdown pass from Graziato. Schneider, a touchdown pass from Rapetti. A blocked extra point, the difference at the moment. And the Roadrunners, oh my God. Now it's in my head. The Mustang is going to try to.
Well, it's also Saturday afternoon. You're used to on Saturday night.
That's right. That's true.
Saying Roadrunners a lot.
I never do outdoor night games for them.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs going to try to use the kicking game to lengthen their lead. He wouldn't fake it, would he? Panis from 31 yards. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is blocked. Now this they can return. It's picked up. Mazzatelli, I think that is over there, or in Sarah, one of the two. But he's ducking and dodging and weaving. There's a flag down. You can only hope that maybe that's a offsides. That's the only thing that's going to save the Roadrunners.
Right.
That flag.
It was probably some sort of clip after the block.
7-6 is our score. We need halftime here. 10 seconds to go. I need halftime is what I'm saying. My brain stopped connected properly with my mouth. 7-6. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't wait till we're on our highlight package.
Yeah. The flag is against Ocean City, but it is a
possession
change of possession penalty. So Ocean City is going to keep the ball. They're not likely to risk doing too much with it here because they're going to have it deep in their own territory. There's only 10 seconds left in this half, so I think we're going to halftime with a 1-point Mainland lead. And they're going to bunch it up here and just kneel on the football and take us to halftime. That does it for a pretty evenly contested first half. Each team gets 1 touchdown. The blocked extra point has the Mustangs on top by a score of 7-6. Stay tuned during halftime. We're going to show you the Mustangs highlight reels so far from 2019. Same as last week, but we added the Ocean City highlights from last week. So that is coming up at halftime, and then we will return. OB will have all the stats for you and get you set up for the second half. Normally we'd run advertisements here, and we're not doing that this week. So anything you want to add before we go to highlight package?
No, it's this one's going to be a back and forth affair. This one's going to be a back and forth affair. We can't forget that this is a neighborhood rivalry. This is two teams that don't like each other, that have a history of disliking each other, and this is the type of game that we're going to see. Forget the fact that it's the playoffs. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, and that's what we saw in the first half. Back and forth. Any team can win it right now.
7-6 Mustangs at the half. Hopefully we'll see the marching band at halftime. The cheerleaders are performing. The teams have gone to the locker room on a still sunny Saturday afternoon. I'm not sure it's going to stay sunny the rest of the way. May get a little bit colder as we move into the second half, but so far so good here from the Corral. Mustangs with a 1-point lead. We'll take you now to the highlight package. This is season highlights for the year so far. Enjoy it. We'll be back in a little bit with the second half action. You're watching Mainland Football TV. Surveys the defense. He's 5 yards back, gonna fake the handoff.
Oh, he's got him wide open. He's got him wide open.
And he hits Misa. Misa is at the 25, 15, the 5, and Misa will score. Well, that's how you answer. How about that? Midway second quarter, Cherry Hill West leading 7-6. Second down for the Mustangs. Jaquan Mace in motion. Campbell's gonna throw.
Wide open again.
And he hits him. Touchdown, Mustangs! They take the lead. Gonna go for 2 here. 3 receivers to the right. Campbell gonna run that way. Sprinting, looking, got a man, and it's good.
I think that was Vic over there.
Handoff is to Mace, running to the left. He's got room. He's gonna get to the end zone for the touchdown. Jabril Mace. Handoff goes to Jaquan Mace, running around to the right side. Stutter steps. Finds a hole. He's through. He may go. He is going to be. They can't get him. He's in. Jaquan Mace with the icing on the cake. Touchdown, Mustangs. Right of Campbell. He's the lead blocker. Following bats and into the end zone. Yes, touchdown, Mustangs. Moreno's the back. It's going to be a throw out to the side. Cook. He bobbled it and hauls it in for the touchdown. 2 wide receivers on either side. Handoff is to Mace. Cuts back in the hole. Nice move. And then back outside. And Melendez
still on his feet.
He throws him forward. And Mace, he may go all the way to the 25, 15, 10. Will Mace with a touchdown. 70 yards in 1 play.
They have to stop them here on this play. 3rd down and 11.
Handoff running left. The Mainland defense is there, led by Van Arena. Back and ready for the start of the fourth quarter. The Mustangs trailing Clearview 7-0. This is going to be a throw. Jaquan Mace.
Oh, he's got him wide open! Touchdown!
Touchdown Mustangs. Jaquan Mace to Dan Misa. It's 7-6. Bag of tricks. Graziano. Mustangs. The tie game. Graziano fakes. Now he's going to throw it. He's got a man. Jaquan Mace is there. Touchdown Mustangs. Man in motion. Graziano looks to pass. Got a man. Cook in the end zone. Touchdown.
Make another team come here. We want it to be uncomfortable for them. We want to be a buzzsaw. We want to win.
Mainland, 4th and goal from the 10. It's going to be a handoff. It's a halfback option going back to Graziano. He's open in the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs.
I think it's time for that interception.
Casanova surveys the field. Takes the snap, going to hand it off. Dunlap hit in the backfield. Knocked back.
Fumble!
Falls on the ground. It's picked up by the Mustangs. Here he goes. It is Ben Arena. Got one man to catch him. Arena.
He's got it! Brett Mace goes up across the middle. He's up across the 50-yard line. Cuts it outside, across the 40. Cuts it up, down inside the 20. Still on his feet, and he's in for the touchdown. Is this beginning to look like 4-down territory?
Defensive line is right.
Oh, steps in there. At the 29.
This may go the distance.
That's Jaquan Mace.
Going to go all the way for the touchdown. Pick 6 for the Mustangs. There was a flag. This is Graziano into the end zone. Touchdown, Mainland. Receiver is Dan Misa with the score. This is the handoff to Mace. Boy, a big hole up the middle. Credit the offensive line. Now he scoots out to the left side. Mace is hunting for the end zone. He's got one man to beat. Jabril Mace is going to beat him.
Boy, that's impressive from Jabril Mace.
This is a fake pitch and then a handoff to Mace. Boy, he's going to score. Hey, Jabril Mace is in for the touchdown. Graziano takes a handoff. Going to throw it over the middle. Got a man there. Cook. He is heading to the end zone. He's in. Jake Cook. Touchdown. Mustangs 37-0. This play going to the right side. That's Jabril Mace once again.
He's on his feet.
He is going to go to the 5. Touchdown Mustangs. Jabril Mace with a long run. Mustangs take the lead. Motion is Jaquan Mace. It's a throw to Cook. He's got him open. Cook adjusts to the football, makes the catch, fights off the defender, and he's going to go in for the touchdown to the Cookie Monster.
No, my friends are yelling at me for it.
Oh, sorry.
Cookie Monster.
Watching that. Jaquan Mace is going to throw to the left side. Cook, boy, double.
Oh, man!
Jake Cook fights off 2 defenders and scores.
He is having a game tonight, fellas.
Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime. It is 7-6, Mainland over Ocean City. Ordilly, the touchdown for Mainland. Schneider, the touchdown for Ocean City. A blocked extra point is the difference as we speak, and the Mustangs going to get the ball to start the second half. OB, have you got some stats?
Sure, the halftime stats today, and I'm trying to get them to load up here. Of course.
I've caught you unawares.
No, I mean, 10 times out of 10, this thing loads up fine. Jesus. All right, I have them over here, I think. All right, here they are. The halftime stats are brought to you by Mainland Stars on Twitter, at Mainland Stars. Follow Mainland Stars and see everything that shines here at Mainland Regional High School. Total offense, Ocean City with 78 yards, Mainland with 132. Ocean City has only run 20 plays, Mainland's run 31. Passing, Ocean City has thrown for 65 yards, Mainland's thrown for 58. Rushing, Ocean City's rushed for 13 yards, Mainland for 74. Penalties, 2 for 15 for Ocean City, 3 for 15 for Mainland. So, around a couple of penalties each half. You're kind of expecting that. Nothing too crazy for either team. Turnovers, Ocean City has 2, Mainland has 1. They're all interceptions. Okay, as we go down. Rapetti, Ocean City stats, Rapetti's 2 for 7 for 65 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Number 3, Wilson, 7 for 14 yards. Insera's got a couple carries for, I think he was tackled for a couple losses. And then Rapetti has 5 carries for -1 yard. Schneider has the 1 catch for 49 yards. Jamison has the 1 catch for 16 yards. Mainland, Graziato's 4 for 10 for 58 yards, a touchdown and interception. Jabril Mace, 14 carries, 42 yards. Still a good 3-yard average, Mike, as we always say. Graziato has 4 carries for 26 yards, and Jaquan Mace has 3 carries for 6 yards. Receiving for Mainland, Michael Ordilly, 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. Jay Cook, 2 catches, 38 yards for 19-yard average. Interceptions by both Williams and Vic for Mainland. They got a couple guys with a couple tackles. Demorat, Acasio, Russo and Acasio with a sack. Demorat with a tackle for a loss. So nothing shoots out at you off that stat sheet, Mike. What shoots out at you is this game's probably even. This game's probably pretty even with the turnovers, and not too many points are scored here. So it's 7-6. And like I said earlier in the half, this is going to be probably a game that's coming down the wire, Mike. Two teams don't like each other, neighborhood rivals, slugging it out, back and forth. 7-6 here at halftime for Mainland and Ocean City, South Jersey. Group 4, quarterfinal round here to open the playoffs.
And these teams perhaps more evenly matched than the 21-6 score from last week may have indicated. I went back and I just looked at the highlights, and we just saw the highlights, right? It's a big run, a big pass to Cook, right? If they don't hit those big plays, well, they don't get those touchdowns, and it's a closer game here this afternoon.
Right.
Let me tell you what those stats, what jumped out to me. Ocean City or Mainland clearly doing a better job running the ball, right? The big disparity was in running yards. So Mainland doing a better job running the ball. The passing yardage was equal, but Ocean City hit that one big pass, right? Without the big pass, they have very few passing yards also. So if Mainland can control the big play, I think that they've shown that they can move it consistently much better. That's a decent kick there from a 50-yard field goal attempt. We're watching the Ocean City kickers at halftime here. Mm-hmm. That's a decent-looking kick. Anyway, I think Mainland has shown that they can move it more consistently.
Yeah, so far I think, and you got to take last week into account too, I guess. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I like. It seems that Ocean City's a little bit more committed to the running game, and I think that's going to give them a shot. I really think, man, when they roll, I'd like to see Rapetti roll out a little bit more if I'm them. I think when he gets out on the edge, he can run the ball for big chunks of yardage. He last week when he got outside the pocket, he was able to make some connections and for some decent plays. And I think they're probably talking to him about flattening out his deep balls a little bit, Mike. The one touchdown pass hung in the air and it helped, but his 2 interceptions hung in the air a little bit.
Right.
And probably talking to him about flattening out that long ball a little bit so it doesn't hang up there as much. But yeah, I think it's going to continue to this. I think this is an all important first possession for Mainland's offense. They get the ball here. Like I said before the game, I called the Mainland would return a kickoff for a touchdown. This is probably the spot it happens, Mike.
Because Ocean City will probably be the last time they'll kick it off, right?
But also, I think if you're Ocean City, maybe think about a little surprise on sides here. Something
interesting thought.
Like something that, what the hell, like just see what happens, and maybe something like that. But Mainland's middle return, we haven't taken one back yet. Last week, I thought Jabril was real close that one time. His heels got clicked right at the 50-yard line. I think he would have been gone if there wasn't a great tackle at the end there. I think it was Schneider that saved that touchdown. But I always, like I said, as long as I've done these games on the old Mainland channel, now with you, Mainland's always had a game every year where they run one back, middle return, touchdown, and it's time. It's time for that to happen.
Both teams are back on the field as we prepare for the second half. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, including the Golden Nugget. Thanks so much for the assistance from the Golden Nugget. They are a large part of what makes Mainland Football TV possible, as well as Shore Orthopedic. Thanks so much to the guys at Shore Orthopedic, Cook's Fencing, Edmonds GovTech, and Matthew Sheridan Services. Don't worry about that headset. That's fine. Want to thank all our sponsors for all their assistance this year with Mainland Football TV. Couldn't do it without you, and hope that you have enjoyed the coverage of the games this year. Well, let's see what game was the most fun. I guess the most fun was last week, probably. Maybe the Clearview game. That was the one. That was the game.
That was fun. That was a
game.
fun game. Last week was fun too. At this time of year, a lot of like I talked to a couple of the moms and a couple of the wives of coaches. Everyone's a little tight, a little tense. It's playoff time. There's expectations. Like we talked about the first 2 years we were here. We were 2-20. And last year we were 8-3, and we went on the road to start the playoffs at Shawnee, and Shawnee was a team that eventually won South Jersey, and there really wasn't any expectations. But now when you're 8-0 and you enter the playoffs, there's some expectations on you. So maybe for the first time in these kids' careers, they have a little. It's a little tense for them.
Right, I understand that.
It's a little tense for the community. It's a little tense for the families. And that's great. That's part of this whole deal, right? It's walking through that tense, that pressure. It's walking through it and, performing well through that pressure, So it's a little bit different of a feel.
If you win, it's the pressure that made it fun, right?
Right. Well, it's just like popping that balloon and just letting all that stress out. And that's what it is in every sport, in every game or contest or whatever match, whatever you want to talk about. That, it just kind of lets it, whew. But in the playoffs, it's like you have like maybe a half a second to enjoy anything because you got to come back the next week and like we said, in any sport, you got to come back the next game and get after it because you're in the playoffs. No rest for the weary.
Winner of this game will play Long Branch. Winners over Highland yesterday. And we'll pass along some other playoff football scores to you. But we're about ready for the third quarter. Mainland going to receive the third quarter kickoff. The Mustangs in the green
kits,
kids, yeah. Green shirts and green pants with the white numerals, the white helmets. Ocean City in their white tops with the red numerals, the red stripes on the shoulders, and the black pants. Ocean City going from left to right here in the third quarter. The sun going to be much of a factor as far as being in anybody's eyes, I guess.
You're the extraordinaire, sun extraordinaire.
That's a good point. It is. I did know that the sun's going to set at 4:50 today.
Yeah.
And the moon rises at 3:30. It's a waxing gibbous.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
Ocean City McGonigal kicks it off. We're underway, third quarter. Thanks for tuning in. Nick Wagner fields the kick for the Mustangs. He's hit around the 30-yard line and stumbles forward to the 34. They'll mark it there. The Mustangs get the ball, 1st and 10. At some point in this half, I want to talk about realignment. They're very exciting, to me anyway. I like the thought of they've switched these divisions around every 2 years, and the Mustangs now know where they're going to be playing, who they're going to be playing next year. We'll get to that here in the second half. Right now, Mainland takes over. Zach Graziato is the quarterback.
Yeah, winning 16 games over 2 seasons, it puts you in a division with a couple of real stalwart programs, Mike.
Well,
no joke.
That's the point of the whole realignment, and the Mainland's going to be stepping up in class. DeMorat shifts to the right. Graziato hands it off. Mace lowers his shoulder. He's hit. He's knocked backwards, but he gained a few yards.
I like how he lowered his shoulder there, Mike, but there's a little outlet to the left here, right at us. If he sticks his right foot in the ground and cuts to the left a little bit, I mean, maybe the play's not designed to that, but, man, that's like the second time I've seen that.
Mainland by 1. If you missed the first half, each team scored a touchdown. A blocked extra point is the difference. Full backfield here. DeMorat and Batts along with Mace.
Yeah, Mainland coming out with something we really haven't seen much of.
Boy, Mace hit in the hole, knocked backwards, and no gain. Ocean City defense fired up. Going to be a third down for the Mustangs. Sarah made the hit. Ball at the 35. It's actually 3rd and 10. Graziato gets the play from the sideline. What little breeze there is blowing from left to right. Empty backfield. Graziato rolls right. Looking downfield. Throws too high. Intended for Misa. 4th down.
Yeah, not the greatest start for Mainland's offense there. A couple of runs in the line, minimal gain, stop for no gain, and an incomplete pass.
So the Mustang's going to set up to punt. It's going to be Brandon Batts in the punt formation. Batts.
Boy, that
blocked.
That was bound to happen.
And Ocean City.
Mike, that was bound to happen. That almost happened twice in the first half. Mainland's got to put something together because Ocean City's overloading one of those sides and just pushing through. And they had, remember the one in the first half, they had 4 guys around the punt. And you know, you hate to talk about that, but.
So good job by Ocean City with the punt block. They're going to take over at the 20-yard line. They trail by 1. Early on third quarter. And you talked about the importance of the first series for Mainland. 3 and out and a blocked punt. And hopefully that's not an augur for the Mustangs' fate the remainder of this game. Rapetti going to take over at the 20. Man in the backfield with him is Sarah. High snap and hit in the backfield and dropped. Who's that shooting through? Is that DeMorat? It is Drew DeMorat for a 5-yard loss. The Mainland defense coming out inspired here after the turnover. Or the blocked punt, I should say.
Well, yeah, you know what we've always talked about. That is kind of a. All right.
Rapetti. Back to pass. Lost it towards the corner. A little bit of contact and a flag thrown.
They're going to get a flag there.
Jaquan Mace, the man in coverage of Jacob Wilson. And Jacob Wilson turned, looked for the ball, and sort of backpedaling, and Jaquan ran into him. And It's the kind of thing that one referee may look at and say that that contact was not necessarily initiated by Mace. Anyway, this referee threw the flag, the penalty against the Mustangs. And I'll hesitate to tell you what the down and distance will be until the referees mark it here. But Ocean City deep in Mainland territory. They're going to get the ball at the 12-yard line. It's not a first down. It's a 2nd and short. Two wide receivers split out to the right, Beckman and Schneider. Handoff up the middle in Sarah, grabbed by Coleman. He still surges forward. I'm sorry, that was Sean Bradley. He's the first man to hit him. And it's going to be first down yardage for Ocean City. 1st and goal for the Red Raiders. Ball is inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Rapetti runs a little bit to the left, gets by one man, but there are plenty of Mainland defenders there. He's wrapped up, and I don't think he gained anything.
Help me out with the tacklers. Demorat. Got it. Where's that ball spotted, Mike?
Ball looks like it's at the 7 or 8 yard line.
7.
Wherever you had it last time, it's no gain. They've got it as
7.
2nd and goal for the Red Raiders. They've had one extra point blocked already, so the kicking game is no sure thing. Rapetti over the middle, wide open, touchdown. Schneider looked uncovered there, maybe a missed assignment, but easy touchdown for Ocean City. They've got a lead of 12-7. So they capitalize on the blocked punt. Short field, 20 yards to go. They cash it in for 6, and the Mustangs find themselves behind for the first time. Question is, what will the margin be? The Red Raiders going to go for 2 here. They are. They're going to keep the offense on the field, look for a 2-point conversion to make up for the extra point that failed previously. There's no quarterback here. Now Rapetti comes on. He lines up under center. Rapetti turns. He rolls out to the right, looking towards the end zone. It is. Is that caught? How in the world? Ocean City, great catch. 2 defenders were there for Mainland. That was a beautiful catch. And the 2-point conversion is good. 14-7. Ocean City.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Brad Jamison there in the back of the end zone. It was just a little play-action rollout for Rapetti, and Jamison was just dragging across the formation in the back of the end zone. He had a couple guys back there with him and just went up and got it, wanted it more than everyone else. And now the Red Raiders are up 14-7.
So the seeming advantage of the missed extra point is sort of erased there on the 2-point play. It's
as if it never happened.
And now the lead is 14-7. So the Mustangs have found themselves behind in the second half of several games in this 8-game unbeaten season. And they'll get the ball here trailing 14-7 early on, third quarter, 8:45 remaining. McGonigal is the man that's going to kick it off for the Red Raiders from the 40.
Well, this would be the time that I talked about the return for a touchdown. This would be the time to kind of inject the energy back into this crowd. We'll see what Mainland can do here.
McGonigal chips it over the front line. It's going to be caught by Wagner at this 18. Wagner straight up the middle. Got good yardage out past the 35, maybe the 36 or 7. So positive return and decent field position for the Mustangs. 14-7 Ocean City, early third quarter. Schneider, a couple of touchdown receptions.
They did notice that every time they are kicking the ball, they're kicking the ball to Wagner every time, away from Mace.
That's okay. Wagner has gotten a couple of good returns off. So the Mustangs down 7. Mace in the backfield with Graziato. Handoff to Jabril Mace, tripped up. Short gain, if anything at all. Second and long. Ocean City 6-2 on the year. Their only losses to St. Augustine And last week to Mainland. Handled business in their other 6 games. And looking for a date with Long Branch. Long Branch, probably Ocean City fans, just because that means they'd get a home game.
Right. Yeah, Long Branch, the 6th seed. They would, if they played the 7th seed, they would obviously be the home team.
Second, we'll call it 9. This is a handoff to Jaquan Mace. Gets through the first arm tackle, falls forward past the 40s out of the 42, where it's going to be 3rd and 6.
I'll tell you the big difference between last week and this week, Mike, is the defensive line of Ocean City. They've come up and stopped Jabril Mace. Now, there's plenty of time in this game. As so far, they've done a nice job of kind of with their run blitzes and shooting those run gaps and stopping Jabril from getting that big chunk yardage like he did last week in the first half.
Right, he hasn't had the big run, but he also hasn't had a 15, 17, 20-yard gains either. It's been 5 and 8 at the most. This is Jaquan Mace again, running to the right side. He's got to get to that corner. He's not going to get there. Stopped for a short gain on the far sideline. Ocean City forces a 4th down. Mustangs 4th and about 5. Looks like they're going to punt it. Under 7 to play in the 3rd quarter. Ocean City has come out here in the 3rd. They've taken the lead. And here's a punting situation. And
yeah, they have the lead and momentum right now. Lots of noise and energy coming from that side of the field, not from the green side of the field.
See if any adjustments have been made here on the punt team. This is a low punt by Bats.
Not
it
really.
Goes out of bounds.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, not really. He had a guy in his face. I don't know what's going on out there for the punt team or anything, but
the snaps have been a little bit not crisp, right? A little bit lofted and maybe thrown off the timing slightly. Ocean City's going to get it. They're marking at the 48 or 49-yard line on their own side of the field, but near midfield, so a couple of 3-and-outs, and now situations in which Mainland doesn't get a big difference in field position off the punting game.
That's an 8-yard punt with a guy in Bats' face, though, immediately. And you're right. You're not getting that crisp snap that gets there quicker. So has to wait that half a second longer to get the ball to him.
Ocean City takes over in a position to put a lot of pressure on Mainland. Now, Mustangs have hung their hat on defense all year, right? So it's the defensive side of the ball that has picked up a lot of momentum for the Mustangs, and now's the time for them to put their mark on this game and stop Ocean City. Rapetti will start from the shotgun. Hands it off to Wilson. Runs left tackle past the 50, down to the 48-yard line, gain of 3. Crowd calling for defense now from the Mustangs. 2nd and 7. Rapetti hands it off. Oh, Med in the backfield. That is Ben Arena stuffing the run game as Insera lost a couple of yards. 3rd and 8. Haven't seen that yet today. Have seen it a ton over the last 3 games of Ben Arena making tackles for loss in the backfield.
Yeah, now that Ocean City has a lead, now maybe they want to run the ball a little bit more than we saw earlier in the game and even last week, and it becomes a little bit easier to figure out. Although
Rapetti
now he's going to throw the football.
Throws high over the middle, and nobody going to get to that. As running with it was Jaquan Mace along with Beckman. It's incomplete. 4th down. I got to imagine Ocean City's punting this away.
Yeah.
So the Mainland defense does its job. The big play in that sequence, the 2nd down stuff by Arena. And the Mustangs look to get it back, see if Mainland can do something in the return game, the special teams, to give themselves an edge. Rapetti's the punter. Gets it away. It'll bounce inside the 20. It's rolling. I didn't get there. They didn't get it in time. Really close.
It was close.
Right, they needed another half a second or a little bit less power on the punt. It almost checked up, but it is going to be Mainland ball out at the 20. So a little bit of a break for the Mustangs there. They'll take it. They're down 7, 5:05 to go third quarter.
Yeah, the last offensive possession for Mainland, 3 and out. They got to find something, get in the groove. They came out with a different formation than we've seen in the first half and even last week with that kind of that full house backfield there, trying to get the running game going. I don't know if they're going to try something new or go back to the old thing.
Mainland takes over at the 20. Graziato in the shotgun, as he always is. This is a handoff. A little bit of room up the middle. I didn't catch the number, but that's got to be Jabril Mace. It is. He gained 8 on the play, second down. Tying up a loose end before I forget. At halftime, while you were giving the stats, we had you on camera a little bit. That was Riley Murray that we had also standing next to you.
Okay.
So we get a little FaceTime for our cameraman in case you're wondering.
I didn't even know you put
a little face behind the name.
Yeah,
that was Riley.
I didn't know you had me on there.
The fans were clamoring for it. They said we need more OB FaceTime.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Graziato got a man on the left side going for Cook. Double covered. Good play on defense.
See, now that's the 1 week where Jay Cook ate him up last week. Now, when the ball's thrown his way, there's 2 Red Raiders
two
right
guys,
there.
right.
And both of them made a good play on it. Went up and it's funny if that ball just had a little more height and to the sideline side, it might have been something that could have happened. But good play there by the Red Raiders.
Brady Rauner was the man who made the deflection on the pass. It was 2nd and 2, so they took a shot there. Now 3rd and 2, looking to pick up a first down and keep this drive moving. There's the full house backfield. Handoff to Mace. Oh, he's hit. I don't think he got there.
There's really no telling. I'm really not. I mean, it looks like he needed the 30.
He needed the 30 because they had the touchback, and he spotted him at the 29. They are short. Now what do you do? You're going to punt. Adding into the decision that the punting game has been a detriment so far in this half.
That's one of the reasons why I at least gone up there and tried to draw him off. But maybe, who knows? Maybe he's going to snap it to the up back here. No.
Bats is running rugby style. He's going to kick it and gets it away. Bounces, rolling. Picked up at the 43-yard line by Beckman. Returns out to the 50, spun around there and dropped at the 49. So the Mustangs can't pick it up. They had 2nd and 2, and they end up punting it away. Ocean City takes over in Mainland territory. Third quarter has 3:31 remaining. Thanks to our sponsors, the Mainland Football TV, Edmunds GovTech, Cook's Fencing, Matthew C. Sheridan Services, Shore Orthopedic, and Golden Nugget. Thank you so much for sponsoring Mainland Football TV. And the Mustangs finding themselves on the short end of a 14-7 score here, third quarter. Rapetti sends 2 receivers, Beckman and Schneider, out to the right side. Schneider has 2 touchdowns in this game. He's in the slot. Rapetti rolls that way, looking downfield. He is going to loft it towards Beckman. Well, couldn't play the ball. He caught it.
He got it.
Interception by Vic. He batted it away. It fell on top of him and never rolled off his body.
It never hit the ground. Boy, it's going to be interesting to watch that. Beckman can't believe it. He's looking around like, what's going on? What happened there?
Well, let's say for the first part that at the outset, that's a jump ball, right? Beckman had just as much of a shot at it as Amir Vic did. So Vic made the better play in the air and then got a little unfortunate that the ball falls on top of him. Mainland will take that break, absolutely, and the Mustangs get the ball at the 22. 3rd interception thrown by Rapetti.
And Vic's 2nd of the game. See if Mainland can take advantage of this.
Moreno, complete on the near sideline, cuts back infield, gained. He didn't gain that much, gained 6 yards, I'd say. 2nd and 4, or maybe even 5. Not 4 for the Mustangs. Moreno's first reception of the day, and Graziano gets the completion and gets good first down yardage to set up second and short. Moreno and Cook on the left side. Dan Misa has been quiet. He's split out right. Handoff, Mace tries to get to the left edge. He's grabbed around the shoulder pads, still pushing forward, but Ocean City's got him stopped now.
No, he got the first down, which is the key there.
Yeah, again, for a run that doesn't look like it picked up much yardage, it picked up 4.5 yards when they needed 4, right? First down. 2:29 to go, third quarter. Touchdown lead for the Red Raiders. Playoffs, November, 40 degrees, sun shining.
Yeah, it's football time. That's for sure.
Mainland doesn't want their football to end. They, of course, have an Egg Harbor Township game on Thanksgiving, but they want more games than that. Mace to the short side of the field. He still gained yards. He's got 5 yards out there. How many yards has our friend number 4 got so far in this game?
Well, that was a gain of 6 there.
He's got to have 60 yards despite not having. That's a guess. Again, I tuned you out during halftime, so I really didn't know what he had at half.
He's got 64 yards rushing.
64 yards. It's a quiet 64 so far.
Yeah.
They're at the 40 with a 2nd and 4. Graziano looks, batted at the line of scrimmage. It's still, no, it's dropped, but Cook got his hands on it first. Had he hauled that in, he's not gaining any yards, so doesn't matter either way. Theoretically, even better that the clock is stopped for the Roadrunners, I guess. It doesn't matter yet.
Said it
oh,
again.
my gosh.
Well, that's
Let's
what
see if
happens when you have 2 employers.
Is anybody warming up at the bullpen? Yeah. Call for the relief pitcher. Get somebody in here who knows who's playing.
That's all right.
14-7 is the score. Mustangs trailing. And it's 3rd and 5 now. Big down here, late third quarter. Graziano. Looking right, fakes. Now he's going to run with it to the sideline. He's shoving. He's going to end up short, but not by much. It's going to be a 4th down and 1 or 2 for the Mustangs near midfield in the late stages of the third quarter. Well, these are real live decisions that have to be made now, right? I mean, this is the season here. This is 4th and 2 in a weird spot at a weird time of the game. Punting has been an adventure. Each team with 3 timeouts. Somebody call timeout there? I guess
no,
Coach Smith asked for a measurement. He knows he's short, but he buys him time, right? He gets to see how short he is, buys a little bit of time. And the referee is measuring now. If I was quick enough on the second camera, I'd have gotten that measurement, but I was not quick enough. Anybody want to see the shot of them walking back in with the sticks? No, not as exciting, is it?
This isn't the game here, Mike, but this is
they're going to go for it, right?
Yeah, this is a
It's a big play.
This is a very big play. This can take momentum away and feed the other side, or continue to feed momentum to the one side.
14-7, 4th and 1 for Mainland. They're going to line up with Jake Cook on the near sideline. 1 receiver split out wide to right. Ordili in motion. This is Graziano following behind Mace. He's hit the backfield and he didn't get it.
And I said this earlier, Mike. The difference between November 9th and November 1st is the Ocean City defensive line. They are winning the line of scrimmage, whereas last week Mainland won it, and they pushed back, and we're still waiting for that big second half run that we get from Jabril Mace each week, and we haven't gotten it, and it's plays like that from their defensive line, just pushing into our backfield and stopping. That's a huge play for the Raiders.
Mike Williscroft, among others, there for the Red Raiders, making that stop on 4th down. Ocean City takes over at the 44-yard line. Rapetti receives the shotgun snap. He hands it off. And Insera spins away from the first tackler. He's knocked down by Jaquan Mace inside the 40. Ended up picking up 5, maybe even 6 yards after getting away from the first tackler. And this may be the final play of the third quarter, as there are 31 seconds. I'm not sure how the play clock will sync up with the game clock, but we may not see another snap here in the third.
Yeah, maybe they do.
Ocean City's not trying to milk it. They're going to run this play. Rapetti gained nothing, right? Just put his head down, sort of surged towards the line. I guess it's possible he picked up 1. It will set up a third down. That's for sure going to be the final play of the third quarter. We're going to start the fourth quarter with an important third down for Ocean City in Mainland territory. Well, it's been an exciting season. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. I don't think that... Well, there's another game, like I said. There's a Thanksgiving game for the Mustangs against Egg Harbor Township, and we're hoping that there's going to be a playoff game next week here at home against Long Branch, but right now it's a 14-7 deficit for the Mustangs.
Mainland's got some work to do here, Mike. They're going to have to come up with some defense. They're going to have to come up with defensive stops. They're going to have to make some plays on offense, which they haven't done at all in the third quarter. They got outscored 8-0 there in that third quarter, and they find themselves down 7 heading into the final quarter here in the quarterfinal round, South Jersey Group 4 playoffs.
Let's talk quickly about that realignment. The West Jersey Football League realigning the divisions every 2 years, and Mainland is out of Ocean City's division.
Yeah, right. We go out of our way to get the bridge and everything, and now there's no guarantee we'll even play every year.
Right, you got that trophy, Battle of the Bridge trophy.
So, I know the schools are trying. They're trying to schedule each other, but really there's no automatic, I guess.
Big 3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders. Rapetti looks left right away, throws to Schneider. My vision was blocked. Did he catch it? He
wow.
did. Referees got it as a catch.
Really great catch.
For a first down for Schneider.
He held on. He had Jaquan Mace hanging all over him. He held on to that football. And I know we touched on him last week. He's got 2 touchdowns in this game. He had a touchdown last game. We told you all week, like all game last week, that this kid could do it, and he's doing a nice job this week.
At the 32, Red Raiders. Rapetti's going to run with it. Gets through. He's going up the middle. Rapetti sees daylight in front of him. Rapetti's going to score. Touchdown. Red Raiders makes it 20-7 Ocean City.
Well, that's we talked about early in the first quarter, and before the game started, what I would change is running those draws up the middle, running the traps. With Mainland's pass rush, that's the way to counter it. And that right there, they waited on that, and they ran that quarterback draw, and it was good. Touchdown, and now Ocean City's up more than 1 score.
Hey, Rapetti just needed to make one move, right? He made one move right at the beginning, and then it was nobody there through the middle. The extra point is good. The score is 21-7 in favor of the Red Raiders, and now Mainland. Is this the biggest deficit they've faced all season?
Oh, yeah.
Trailing it by a score of 21-7, and 11:31 to go in the fourth quarter. So Schneider, 2 touchdown receptions from Rapetti. Now Rapetti gets one on the ground. And he has thrown 3 picks, but he's got the 3 touchdowns accounted for as well. Mainland has not been able to take advantage of the turnovers and put points on the board themselves. And they've got 11 and a half minutes to deal with it. Wagner and Jabril Mace are the return men deep for the Mustangs. I'm trying to remember what the biggest deficit the Mustangs faced this year was. They
were down 14-7 to Clearview.
They trailed Cherry Hill West for sure.
They were down 7-0. I'm sorry. They were down 7-0.
Right. They were down to Oakcrest by a touchdown in the second half.
Right, and they were down. You're right. They were down Cherry Hill. They gave up the first score, so they were down 7-0.
Right.
So yeah, this is the biggest deficit they faced all year.
McGonigal going to kick off for the Red Raiders. boots it high in the air. This time, well, there's a collision. Wagner and Mace, both of them were going after the football. Jabril ended up getting it, but in his collision with Wagner, he went to the ground, so there is no return. Mainland gets it at the 20. It's a little thing there, but it prevents there being any gain on the return.
And I understand Jabril wants to make a play there, but you got to communicate. And they're both freshmen back there, right? So they're both, first year playing varsity football. Maybe you get together and you talk. Listen, if it's in the middle of us, I got it. Stay away, If it's to you, you take it. If it's to me, I take it. But if it's in the middle, I'm going to take it.
3 wide receivers to the right. Graziato throws over the middle, a little bit high, almost intercepted. It would have been a great catch. There's Schneider again.
Again, he's there.
2nd down and 10.
Mainland's got, Mainland's what they've wanted to do offensively now gets completely twisted and turned around a little bit, Mike, because now they're forced to throw the football. And as you saw there on that first, I think that might be the first down throw I've seen from them in a while. But they're really down 2 scores right now, and it's 4th quarter. You're going to have to throw the football a little bit.
Whistle before
Looks like
the
there's
play.
a little movement on Mainland. This might be an opportunity to take This might be an opportunity right now, Mike, to take a timeout if you're Mainland, just to get everyone organized. The momentum has completely switched to the other side of the field. You're down 21-7. You just almost threw an interception right there. Maybe just to kind of regroup the kids a little bit. It's something I would have done.
2nd down and 15. 2 wide receivers on the right side for Graziato. He's going to roll that direction. He's got Moreno. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Graziato spins and is able to fall forward. Picks up 6 on the play. Oh, more than that. He got back out to the 26 or 27-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd and 3 or 4. Goes without saying, a big play for the Mustangs, trailing by a couple of touchdowns, 10:52 to go, 4th quarter.
Yeah, I wonder if you don't get it here, what do you do? There's 10:45 left in the game. There's a lot of time left. But on the other hand, you're down 14 points. So, we'll see if it comes to that.
Pitch, left side, Mace. Cuts back in a little bit. He's hit right at the marker, rolls away from that tackle. I think he's got it. I don't love the spot from a Mainland perspective. In fact, I don't like it at all. But I think it's still enough for the first down. It is.
Yeah.
So close, but a first down for Mace. The Mustangs keep the chains moving. The clock stops. And I hear announcers say things like, plenty of time, lots of time. Well, there's not lots of time, right? There's enough time.
Right,
there's enough, but there's definitely not a lot.
I hear you.
So they need to score on this drive. They can't. I don't think there can be any kicking at this point because they're not an offense that strikes in 40 seconds, right? They do need to run the ball and take some time. Graziato rolling right, sends it to Moreno, and Moreno didn't have a ton of separation. Pass was a little bit overthrown, and it's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, it's a good. Ocean City's done a good job covering the receivers. Obviously, in this position right now with a 2-score lead, you kind of know Mainland's going to throw it, so you're ready for the passing plays that you scouted, that you've seen on film, that you saw last week. So it's a little bit easier. Plus, you're up on your skates a little bit now because you're up 14 points, and you got you got a little energy, a little bit of fuel, and you can definitely tell here.
2nd and 10. Graziato straight drop. Now rolls. Pressured. Going to throw it out of bounds. Stops the clock, saves the down, but it's 3rd and 10 for Mainland. Well, the band is treating us here, but the action on the field for the Mainland fans is not nearly as entertaining. Trailing by, 14 points. Third and 10. Mainland needs the 40. We're going to send Cook to the left, top of your screen. Moreno and Misa on the near side. Handoff. This is the halfback pass. Mace looking for Misa. Stepping in front. Intercepted. Ocean City. Beckman. He's got it. Looking for the return. Beckman hit and knocked down. But it's a turnover. Flag on the play too, but after the interception. And receiver was open. And difference maybe between the halfback and the quarterback, right? That lofted up there. Gave Beckman the time to make a play on the ball, and he got there. So Ocean City with the interception. Mainland, 9:29 to go, fourth quarter, down 21-7. The penalty's against Ocean City. It's a block in the back on the return, so it'll set them back a little bit on the return. But they get the football. Under 10 to go. So that's a play that's worked several times for the Mustangs this season, right? And
Yeah.
looking to use it here in a situation where you need to do something. And
He's thrown 2 touchdown passes on it, I think.
yes, he has. He threw one in the Clearview game, a key play in that game to tie it up at 7. And one other. This is Repetti for Ocean City. Hands it off. And tackle made by the shoestrings by Moreno. Pickup of 4 for Wilson. Ocean City's going to take their time now.
Absolutely.
If you can take 35 seconds off the clock with every play, then it only takes a couple of drives and a couple of first downs to really do serious damage to the time remaining. Ocean City handoff. Nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage. That was
Ocasio.
Yep, on Ocasio. Rayner helped finish him off. And no gain on that play. So the Mustangs here with a 3rd and 7 trying to get off the field and get the football back, trailing by 2 scores. Time ticking away, 8:25 and running. Repetti's going to look back to the referee and make sure he milks as much time as he can. He'll run it. And he's not going to get anything. I think that's Ocasio again. With the tackle, it is. And maybe a yard pickup for Repetti. 4th down. No reason for Ocean City to do anything here but punt. And that's what they'll do. So the Mustangs, good job on defense. And they're going to get the ball back with still enough time to score twice. But get to the point where there's no margin for error left. Jaquan Mace, the lone man back. Mustang's going to send 10 here. Well, they might not send them. They've got 10 near the line. Going to put a little pressure on here. Repetti gets a good kick away. Mace will field it. Tries to make a move. Submarined and knocked down at the 20. Tackle made by number 25 on defense for Ocean City. That's Aiden Walsh. 7:26 to go, 4th quarter. Mainland trails 21-7. Need 80 yards or 79, I guess, in order to get themselves back in this game.
7:26 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Misa near side, Cook far side along with Jaquan Mace. Or Dilly's over there too. And a short pass to that side. Complete to Ordilly. He's got 7 or 8 yards. I don't know if he got out of bounds. He did not.
Yeah, he's got to get out of bounds there.
Clock will run. 7:14 and counting. Pickup of, what'd you give him, 7 or 8?
What, he's up to the 29? 8.
Graziato looking.
Got plenty of room over here to run the football.
Yeah, he's going to tuck it now. Now he cuts it upfield, and good arm there from Wilson, who was able to slow the momentum of Graziato and got some teammate to come help him out. and finish off the Mainland quarterback. Under 7 to go. First down Mustangs. They're outside of the 40-yard line, approaching midfield. No huddle.
Nah, they're in their 2-minute drill now. 6:37 remaining now.
Graziato quickly to Cook. Uses his body to shield the defender. There's a flag over there.
It could be either if it's against Ocean City, I'm sure it'll be declined. But if it's a push-off against Mainland, we could be in. I guess it's an automatic first down, so you got to take it.
First down for the Mustangs. Clock is stopped. I don't know if it'll restart, if they'll wind it. Yep, referee's going to wind it now. 6:26, clock moving. Mustangs ball at the 45. I don't know if they know the clock is moving here. Mustangs come to the line. Here's a flare out to Jaquan Mace. Gets a good block. Cuts it to the 40. Dragged down before he can get out of bounds. Good job by the Ocean City tacklers keeping the Mainland in bounds. Picked up 6 or 7. Going to set up 2nd and 4. Mustang straight to the line. Graziato looks left over the middle. It's tipped, knocked away. Incomplete. Jamison made the play.
Yeah, that's the window we talked about down here when we were going down into this end zone before the field goal attempt. And that's a window it's a scary window. You know, like we said earlier, it's a window that's closing quickly, and Ocean City's doing a good job getting their hands up. And right there, Jamison swatted the ball down, and now it's 3rd down for Mainland, 3rd down and 4.
Absolutely 4-down territory at this juncture.
Absolutely, yeah.
They'll need 4 for a first. Rushes on. Graziato's got a man wide open. Ordilli. What can he do after the catch? He is dragged down inside the 20-yard line by Wilson.
Yeah, they had 3 guys on that side, and 2 of them just ran all the D-backs off down the field, and Ordilli stopped, and no one stopped with him. So when he did make the catch, he got inside to the 19-yard line.
There's an incomplete pass looking for Misa. 2nd down for the Mustangs. Oh, we got a flag. And it's a motion, I believe, on Mainland. Going to set him back 5 yards. Clock is stopped, 5:10 to go. Motion.
I think here you may want to run some plays to Jay Cook down the sideline. Maybe even something that you flood in the area of the field with all the receivers, and maybe Jake can scramble out the other side. Or Zach, I'm sorry.
Graziato drops back, sees a seam, gets through it. He's got some running room. Down to the 10-yard line, gets past one man. He's dropped inside the 5. Mustangs on the doorstep now. They need to score without using up too much time. 5:01 to go.
It looks like that ball is going to be spotted at the 4.
Clock running, 4:51. Graziato takes the snap, throws over the middle, got a man, touchdown. Misa with the touchdown reception, 21-13. So the Mustangs take it down the field. They put it in the end zone, cap it off with a touchdown pass, Graziato to Misa. And now Mainland needs the extra point to draw within 7.
Yeah, we're going to need a defensive stand. No matter what happens here, whether they make the extra point or not, they're going to need an offensive stop or a defensive stop.
Brady Panis is the place kicker for Mainland. They got an offside on the sideline, or maybe the Mainland lineman initiated that. No, it's going to go against Ocean City, but I wonder why they stop it right away. Right, might as well just let him kick it, and if he misses, take the penalty, right? I don't know.
Well, if there's contact made, they have to blow the play dead. So, or I think it's a little different in high school. That's a good question. Once again, we should learn the rules.
Might help. Panis to make it bad snap. Bats gets it down, and Panis puts it through. Nice recovery.
Great job. Again, a stat that doesn't happen to be in the books. But Brandon Pats picked up that ground ball, put it down for Brady, and Brady got it through the uprights, and it's 21-14 here from Mainland.
Unquestionably saved a point, right? I mean, you're looking at an 8-point deficit, if not for the play by Bats on the unusual snap. Got it through, though, and it is 21-14 in favor of Ocean City. And so we are set up for an exciting finish. Time remaining is 4:46. What's this song?
It's called, oh, man, I forget.
You know the words, though, don't you?
No. I forget what this one's called. But Mainland's going to have a good defensive stop, good defensive possession here. 4:46 remaining in the game. They're down 21-14. First round of the South Jersey Group 4 tournament here from Linwood. It's a quarterfinal round game. Mainland Mustangs, Ocean City Red Raiders. We're in another barn burner, neighborhood rivals.
Well, it's been
slugging it out. Ocean City with the lead, 21-14 here.
It's been a thrilling season for the Mustangs. They're 8-0. They've had exciting last-minute wins over Clearview, over Oakcrest. That was a fourth-quarter victory, and they're going to need some fourth-quarter magic here against Ocean City, trailing by 7. Kickoff fielded at the 15-yard line by Schneider. Runs right, hit outside the 30, and stopped right about there. They're going to give him maybe the 33-yard line. That was a flag down. Commonly on plays such as that is a returning team penalty. Wait and see. It is a hold against Ocean City. That's not going to help the Ocean City field position, and Mainland gets a little bit of a break. There's an injured Mustang trying to make his way to the sideline. Trying to get a view of who that is. That's Justin Beretta.
Yeah, he's had a shoulder issue. Looks like he has another shoulder issue here.
So they're going to march off yardage against Ocean City, and they'll put the ball down at the 23-yard line. Whoa, cameraman, what's going on? I looked over, and there's clouds and sky. .4:39 to go. Ocean City's played a good game. They lead by 7. Rapetti is going to keep it himself, and he's not got much. Demorat, Bradley, among others there. And Ocean City can't afford to become predictable here, right? When they were ahead by 2 touchdowns, I don't mind them running the ball and milking clock, but they can't just run it into the line here 3 times and think that they're just going to run the clock out. Wide receivers split wide to either side. It's Isaac Wilson in the backfield with Rapetti. High snap. Rapetti is going to keep it again. Now there's a whistle. And flags down. It's against Ocean City. It's a false start. So Ocean City, the special teams penalty to set them back at the beginning of this drive. And now
it seems like momentum is back on Mainland side here. 4:02 remaining in the game now.
Well, momentum, I agree. Momentum is on their side. Is momentum enough to be good for 7 points or more? But they've definitely got it.
Well, the first thing they got to do is stop them here.
2nd and 15 for Ocean City. We'll see them if this takes them out of the run-first mode and has them putting the ball in the air. They need first downs more than they need to run the clock, in my opinion. This is a handoff. Wilson. Is the ball loose? No.
I thought so, too. It looked like it for a second, didn't it?
It looked like they stripped at his arm, but he held on to it. It didn't pick up much yardage. It's going to be a 3rd and long for Ocean City. They will milk clock here, 3:20 and counting.
Yeah, 3rd down on 11. The clock is moving. 3:11 now left in the game.
Rapetti surveys the field. He is going to keep it himself. He runs, turns it up, hit, knocked down. Well, not knocked down. Forward progress stopped. Now he's on the ground. That's 4th down, and Coach Chuck Smith is going to call timeout here. 2:57 to go. He'll use his first timeout on defense. With Ocean City facing a 4th down, the Mustangs, barring a special teams disaster, are going to get the ball back with enough time to make up this 7-point deficit.
All right, Mike, here we go. 21-14, Ocean City leads by 7. There is 2:57 remaining in the ball game. Mainland trails by 7 points. They'll get the ball back here, looking to drive to tie, maybe tie the game. Maybe, who knows what happens at the end, what they do after the extra point, but if they score. But this is playoff football right here, Mike. This is the kind of game we expected to see last week. Last week was an aberration, okay? One team beating another team by 15 points is not going to happen a lot in this rivalry. These two schools go out after each other pretty good, and this is kind of the atmosphere and game I expected last week, and we're getting it now, and that's fine with me.
Jaquan Mace is the man back deep for Mainland. Rapetti is the punter. They sent the defenders. Rapetti gets it away. Pretty good kick. Fielded at the 40. Mace gets it past the 50. He's hit at the Ocean City 45. He's not down yet. Now he is wrestled to the ground by 82 for Ocean City. That's Mike Gray. So Mainland gets to get the ball on the Ocean City side of the field at the 40. We're marking at the 45-yard line. That's how far they'll need to go in 2 minutes and 45 seconds with 2 timeouts. And I think the Mainland has already done a good job to get themselves in this position, right? They were down 2 scores, 9 minutes to go. They've gotten the 1 score to get back in it. They've made the defensive stop, and now they've got a chance to do what they need to do. Graziato looks to the right sideline. Moreno through his hands, or off his hands. Incomplete.
The incomplete pass is not the worst thing that happens in this situation, Mike.
So last drive there was a lot of throwing, right? Because they needed to score quickly and not run a lot of clock. Now the running game comes a little bit more into play with 2:39 to go. They've got some timeouts. They're not forced just to pass.
As you get down there, I think you're right. I think if Mainland can get some good pass blocking here. Once again, we're going to come back to 2 or 3 of their biggest plays so far is Graz dropping back, not seeing anyone, and scrambling himself. And that's what I think. Boy, he's got some running room on this right side.
Mesa is the intended target. It is overthrown in coverage for Ocean City was number 31, Jake Hawkrust.
But right there, they got to tell him, like, if he just slides out. I know that was kind of a call where you quickly throw it down the sideline, but if Mainland has some of those receivers running the D-backs off down the field, down the sideline, there's going to be a lot of room for him to roll out and to run himself. And especially on the outside, you can get to the outside, you can get out of bounds.
Now the Mustangs in a position where they have to think first down. Right, it's 3rd and 10.
Right.
Cook and Jaquan Mace to the left. Graziato drops. Throws it out there. Got an open man and threw Moreno off his arms.
Right. He slipped a little bit, fell down as he was trying to stop himself to make that catch. And now they'll bring 4th down and 10. Here's the game here, Mike.
4th and 10 for the Mainland Mustangs. 2:27 remaining. I don't think they can afford to call timeout because if they don't get it here, they've still got 2 timeouts and they can get 1 more shot at getting the ball back.
Right.
If they use a timeout here, that sort of jeopardizes their possibility of getting it back. Now,
Right. Good point. Well, if you got to play, here's the time to use it, Mike.
The play is Jabril Mace 45-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
Mace in the backfield. They're not going to hand it off here, I can't imagine. Graziato drops back. He's got time. He's got some room to run. Now he's got to get it on his own. He's past the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get there.
He decided too quickly, Mike, he was going to run that ball. And he could have slid down the line of scrimmage a little bit and kind of sold it, even if he was going to run. But he made that. It was so apparent that he was going to run the ball real quick. By the time he did, Ocean City had 3 guys, and now Ocean City will get the ball with 2:18 remaining with a 7-point lead, chance to ice this game and give the Red Raiders a upset win here in the first round of the Group 4 playoffs.
Graziato needed 10. He got about 7 or 8 and ended up short.
Yeah, he got to the 37.
You sent me that picture last week of the bridge with all the green lights under it. Is that a conscious thing that they turned them all green because Mainland had won the Battle of the Bridge?
That's part of that's part of the Battle of the Bridge. And that's only the regular season game. Whoa!
I see. Handoff.
Man,
going nowhere.
Almost a disaster.
And Mainland's going to use their second timeout. They'll have 1 remaining, 2:13 to go. So let's do the math quickly. If we can assume, let's assume for the moment that Mainland stops Ocean City on a couple of plays. They'll call timeout after one. The clock will run after the other. They'll get the ball back with more than a minute to go. Of course, they'd love some other alternative where a bad snap or something else gets them a better deal than that. First and foremost, they will have to make the defensive plays and make these 2 stops. Ocean City almost certainly is going to run the ball.
How many timeouts do we have left?
1 more. Thanks to our sponsors, the Golden Nugget, Shore Orthopedic, Edmonds GovTech, Matthew C. Sheridan Services, and Cook's Fencing. Thank you for your support all season long of Mainland Football TV. Mustangs trail by 7. Rapetti brings him to the line. He's going to keep it himself. He's got room over the side. Mainland cannot give up a first down. They hold Rapetti to about 5 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Mainland calls timeout. It's their final one with 2:08 to play. So the difference between that play and the previous ones is that Rapetti got good yardage. Right now, they just need 5 to pick up a first down.
He found a little alley there on the right side. Yeah, this is the game right here. I mean, we had the 4th and 10 play. That was the game. Now this is the game.
This is the game, though. If they pick up a first down here, barring a turnover, they're going to run out the clock. So Mainland, first things first, they need a defensive stop here on 3rd and 5. Ocean City needs 5 yards for a win.
That's basically what it comes down to, Mike.
But nobody in the backfield here. They try to draw Mainland offsides. Rapetti's going to keep it. He surges forward, but he's going to be stopped short of a first down. The clock will run. 1:58 and counting. Ocean City will probably just let it run all the way down and call a timeout with 1 second to go. The Red Raiders have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And they've got the ball at the 45-yard line.
So what are we talking about here in the second half? What this game, this season for Mainland all came down to was the special teams. They get the punt blocked. Ocean City responds by scoring a touchdown on the ensuing drive. And right now, Mainland, it trails 21-14 because of special teams. And we talk about it all the time, special teams. They can either win you games or they can lose you games. And Mainland had a couple of punt returns for touchdowns early in the season that helped them win games. And you can easily point to special teams being the key to most football games. And right now we're sitting here trailing 7 points with 1:22 remaining, and that's the case right again. Last week they had some trouble with the punt team. They had to switch punters. This week it looked like they were having some trouble with the snap. That you pointed out, wisely pointed out, that the snap wasn't getting back there as quickly and as crisply. And
well, here's a chance to opportunity to do something on special teams.
Yes.
Right? Either you make a play.
A return would tie this, have a chance to tie this ball game up.
Return or a block of their own. 1:22 to go as Ocean City gets set to punt. Repetti's going to get it away as quickly as he can. He does so. Mace, well, he never had a chance, right? He waited for it to bounce, and then it didn't bounce right to him. So no chance. The Mustangs get it back with 1:14 to go. Now there's barely enough time, right? This is not a super quick strike offense. They can throw the ball. They're going to have to do so with 65 yards or so to go, and Ocean City is going to know that, so they're going to be playing a pass defense. And we'll see if Graziato can take him down the field.
1 minute and 14 seconds left in the game. If you're watching us at home, thank you for joining us here on Mainland Football TV. Mainland versus Ocean City, quarterfinal round, South Jersey Group 4 tournament.
Winner to play Long Branch.
Long Branch. Mainland wins the game last week, 21-6. Now they trail 21-14 here in the playoffs.
And a flag before the play. The linesman on the near sideline has an infraction against the Mustangs. It is, no, it's not. It's against Ocean City, offsides. No. So a free 5 yards.
It's not that big of a deal, but.
So ball at the, well, now the ball's at the 35. I had it at the 35 already. So anyway, Mustangs have some work to do. This pass caught by Misa and a lateral here to Cook.
Oh.
Cook almost lost the football, but he's shedding tackles.
He's still on his feet.
Cook has one man to beat.
He's still on his feet.
Cook, is he going to get caught? He is knocked down inside the 10-yard line. Razzle, dazzle, Mustangs in business. Well, they didn't wait till the last 5 seconds to pull out that hook and lateral play. They used it on first down, and boy, it almost turned into disaster. Cook fumbled the ball a little bit, but he's such a big guy, right, that they had a hard time bringing him down. Mustangs have it inside the 10. They are going to spike it here. They use it down. Oh, there's a Ocean City player running on the field way, way off sides. That's got to be a penalty. It was well within Mainland's on Mainland side of the field. The referees are going to huddle up here.
Where's the ball spotted?
I thought it was at the 8-yard line or thereabouts. They're inside the 10, certainly. What a play by the Mustangs. The pass to Misa. Misa immediately lateraled it back to the cutting Jay Cook. And there was a guy right there. He hit Cook right as he got the lateral. Cook fumbled the lateral. There was another Ocean City player there. The Cook manages to shed that tackle. He cut inside a third guy. And then it was off to the races. Didn't quite get to the house. Still talking, the referees, about what the call is going to be. It is a substitution infraction against Ocean City, so that's going to be half the distance. And I think the Mustangs are going to be down inside the 5-yard line. What a play, the Mustangs.
Now, with
less than a minute to go.
Does Cook get all the credit for those yards?
No. You're the scorekeeper, though. Misa's got to get the credit for the first 17 yards or something, right?
We'll go back into that play later.
Timeout going to be called here by the Ocean City Red Raiders. They got to regroup. They thought they had this game. I don't know that they really thought, but they seemingly had a real strong chance in this game, leading 21-7, under 10 minutes to play. The Mustangs have rallied to within a score and now inside the 5-yard line with a, well, it's still first and goal because the spike play didn't happen, right? That saves them not only the yards, but saves them that down.
Saves the down that they had to burn.
57 seconds, so Mustangs have run options, right? They don't have any timeouts, but they can run the ball. They may not do that on first down, but once, if they don't get it in right away, they certainly have the option to run or pass with 57 seconds left. Exciting finish here from the corral. Mustangs come out of the huddle. Cook is all alone out there with Rauner at the top of your screen. 3 receivers to the right side. Misa, Mace, and Ordilli. It's going to be a pitch. Jabril Mace stops. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does. So Mace gets out of bounds when he realizes that that play was not going to get him the seam that he needed to get to the end zone. So Mustangs with a second down, 51 seconds to go. And officially, I think that is a gain of 0. Mustangs need a touchdown and an extra point to tie. Again, they're going to put Cook And Rodder, now they're going to put a second defender out near Cook out there so they can't just throw a jump ball. Graziato throws right side, complete, and fumbled. It's fumbled. It's on the ground. Ocean City falls on top of it, and
that'll be the ball game.
Ocean City
that'll
ball.
be the ball game.
Receiver trying to fight for extra yardage, and the ball popped loose and out of his grasp. Ocean City falls on top, and the Red Raiders are seemingly going to win this one. 21-14 is the score. Heartbreak for Mainland, as the play was going to look like it was going to be stopped short. And receiver just trying to fight for extra yardage, do whatever he can to push forward.
I didn't see who recovered it for.
No, I didn't see who covered it for Ocean City. But they get the ball at the 7-yard line, and they're in a position where they can kneel on the football and probably just do it once and walk out of here with a victory.
Yeah, Jaquan was just trying to stretch out for that play and trying to get to the end zone and trying to make a play for Mainland to get in that end zone. And the ball popped loose, and Ocean City came up. Ocean City opportunistic today with the punt block, and right now opportunistic to come up with the fumble recovery and pretty much win this game right here.
Yep, they snapped it, and they stood around for a couple of seconds so that they won't, before taking the knee, they won't likely have to snap it again. And Ocean City is going to win this game in dramatic fashion. Goal line stand, they cause a turnover. And in a different scenario, right, forward progress was pretty well stopped. Maybe on a different day the whistle blows before that ball's lost. But that's the way it's going to go here today for the Mainland Mustangs. It is going to be Ocean City, clock ticking 2, 1, and zeros now. Ocean City is victorious. The Red Raiders go on in the playoffs, defeating Mainland by a final score of 21-14. They get revenge for last week's Mainland victory. And Ocean City going on in the playoffs. Teams will exchange handshakes at midfield. Boy, that's a sad way for it to end.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, and I'm sure what Coach Smith will talk about, Chuck will talk about, just too many mistakes. You know, Mike, like we said, the punt gets blocked. Ocean City takes complete control of the game right there. Then they come down, they add to the lead, they go up 21-7, and then Mainland's coming down, and another mistake kills them. So I mean, we talked about the special teams being the key and the turnovers. It's boring. It's boring to say that, but it always ends up being the case, Mike. Special teams and turnovers. Can you take care of the football? And can you operate better than they do on special teams? And it's just the answer today was no for Mainland, and Mainland will catch their first loss of the season, drop to 8-1.
So the Mustangs, like you said, 8-1. They still have something to play for. They have an Egg Harbor Township game on Thanksgiving. If they win it, they're the Independence Division champions. Sole possession of that. So that will be the goal for the Mustangs going forward, but it's going to be a tough one to take here.
Yeah, let's talk about these last 2 weeks, man. This was a very stressful. Like I said, we talked about it earlier in the game. Very stressful week. You know, you come out, you beat your arch rival, and then you're gonna come out and play them again. Man, hats off to Ocean City. They came out and they made like we said, they made the plays. They took advantage of some mistakes from Mainland, and now they're gonna walk out here and go into the second round and play Long Branch in the South Jersey Group 4 playoffs. Mainland, again, as you said. The playoff run comes to an end here at home, and Mainland's home record in the playoffs. 13. They were 13-2 all time coming in. It'll drop to 13-3.
I didn't know that.
And when your home record in the playoffs is usually going to be good because you're usually going to be the better team when you're at home.
The better seed, certainly.
Right, the better seed. You're going to have Not always the case, though. 5, you could be a 4 seed against a 5 and whatever. But, hats off to Ocean City. They forced Mainland into some mistakes and took advantage of it. And, it hurts right now from up here, but I do feel good for Coach Smith. he's one of our guys, and I feel good for him. He's
Talking about Coach Kevin Smith from
Coach
Ocean
Kevin
City.
Smith,
Yep. Not to be confused. Coach Chuck Smith for the Mustangs. The Mustangs had a great season, 8-0 coming in, 8-1 now. Still have a chance to go 9-1 and be the sole champs of the Independence Division. We'll see about that on Thanksgiving against Egg Harbor Township. Coach Chuck Smith going to have his post-game meeting with his team. We're going to sign off here on Mainland Football TV. One more time, thanks so much. First of all, thanks for the NJSIAA for the permission to do today's game. Appreciate that, and Coach Chuck Smith for setting that up for us. I want to thank our sponsors. Run through them one more time for you. The Golden Nugget, Shore Orthopedic, Matthew C. Sheridan Services, Cooks Fencing, and Edmunds GovTech. Can't do visual ads today, but we appreciate all of our sponsors for today and for the season. Thanks so much. Couldn't do it without you. I want to thank Riley Murray, cameraman. 7 games this year. Thanks so much to Riley for coming out today. And thanks to everybody here with the Mainland staff. Thanks to Gary and Mark, the maintenance guys who are always so good to me after the game. It's been a lot of fun coming here. I guess we won't be back. I won't be back this season because the Egg Harbor Township game is a road game.
Yes.
So this is it here from the Corral for 2019.
Real quickly, talk about the statistics real quick. I took a look. And we talked about it all season long. And I'm just coming across some of these reasons for what happened today. We talked about it all year long. Jabril's due for the big run. Well, what didn't happen today, Mike? He didn't get the big run.
He didn't seem to have a lot of carries in the second half.
Right.
And the drives were short.
A lot of the time when we got the ball, we were down 21-7. It was the running game was no more.
Right.
But it had some opportunities in the first half. Had some opportunities early in that third quarter when we got outscored 8-0. Had some opportunities to get them off and get the big run. And Coach Kevin Smith said last week the team that was going to make big plays. You had to avoid the other team from making big plays. Ocean City was the team that made the big plays tonight, and that's why they're going to go on into the playoffs. And Mainland's been eliminated here.
21-14, the final score. Congratulations to Ocean City. Best of luck to them against Long Branch. Do you root for your rival now?
No. I think at this point you can't even stomach watching it. I know every team that lost in the playoffs can't even stomach to continue to watch them.
All right, so we'll tune the playoffs out then. Forget about it.
I guess. I know I will.
Maybe.
I know I will.
All right. My thanks to Dave Klemick for setting up everything this season, and to Coach Smith for all of his help. My biggest thanks go to two groups. One is a solitary person, Mr. Mike O'Brien.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You got it,
for
no problem.
For all your work this year,
Enjoyed
not only
it.
doing the stats, but I'm acting like it's the last game of the year. We'll be back for the Egg Harbor Township game on Thanksgiving. But it seems like a sense of closure because of the nature of the playoffs and all that.
Right.
I want to thank OB for doing such a great job and sacrificing this year. Much appreciation to him. And my other appreciation is to everybody who tuned in.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. We really enjoyed doing this, and we're going to continue to do it through the years until someone tells us we can't do it anymore. And we really enjoy it. And Mike, thanks for you. You did a wonderful job with all the equipment and the play-by-play. Thank you very much, and good job. And we'll be back on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you for that. It has been my pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. The last technical glitch as we sign off here. That, in fact, is what the camera says.
Never ends.
All right, let's fix that. Yeah, without the people tuning in, there would be no point. We wouldn't be here. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in this season. We're going to sign off. Tough one here today, but bear with it. And the Mustangs will try to win the Independence Division title outright on Thanksgiving and then bring it back strong next year. Signing off. Final score in the playoffs. Ocean City is victorious 21-14. My name is Mike Wolverton. You've been watching Mainland Football TV. great job. Thank you.